Hey, 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 everybody. Hey, 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 guys. Hey, how are you guys doing? Hope everyone's doing well. I'm doing pretty well. I'm getting my Twitter announcement set up, getting ready to ping everybody. Have thousands of people have to check their phone and go, oh, that guy, and then dismiss the ping. Think about that. A mild inconvenience. There's some sort of content ethics about that. How ethical is it for me to harass 2,600 people just so some of them can go check me out? You know what I'm saying? Is there an ethical like disturbance there? Like, is there an actual like discussion about whether that's actually a good thing to do or not? You know, and there's a good question about that. But I also don't really care because I'm selfish. So I'm the only thing that matters. Coaching Sunshinebread, and also maybe some macro Killbox discussion. Why the term sucks. All caps because Zoomers are gonna Zoom. Okay. Wanna rock with you all night, dance with you, sunlight, rock with you all the night away. All right. Also, I'm starting early here because I have to eat. But you know what would be better than eating off stream? Eating on stream and having a nice, quiet, kind conversation while I'm eating. That's normal, right? ASMR discussion along the way. Let's do that. Because if I don't eat now, I haven't even had lunch yet. It's 3:25. Because it inevitably happens. I start coaching, I don't get a chance to eat before, and then I coach for like 5 hours straight, so, you know, you're gonna have to deal with it now. Hello. What is going on? Well, now you know. Hope everyone's doing well. We have a 30-minute review, quick gameplay review before we get into Coaching Sunshinebread. Nice hair. Thank you. Hey, Joe. Yeah, the sunshine bread. It should be fun. Should be really fun. Riot, thank you for the sub. What am I eating?
What are you eating?
Apple and peanut butter. What kind of apples are these?
Lady.
Pink lady? Yeah. Pink lady apples. They're disturbingly soft though.
Yeah, that one's really good.
I don't know. They're not crispy at all. If you like soft apples, you might need to have your head examined, respectfully.
I got it!
Hi. Hmm? Yeah, Honey Crisp are the best. Freaking love Honey Crisp. I remember when I was a kid, we went to Publix, which is like the grocery store, you know? And I remember going to like the apple section, and there's like the bagged apples, right? Like Granny Smith, which I thought were okay. Golden Delicious, Red Delicious, Fuji, Gala, whatever else. And then there's those are like the plebeian apples. And then was it the patrician, right? The elite apples, and they're not even in bags. They're just sold separately. They're like, ooh. And I went over and I was like, Honey Crisp. And I don't remember when I actually tasted one for the first time, but I was like, this isn't even an apple. This is transcending the dimensions of what an apple, what should be possible with a piece of fruit. I'm not even a big apple fan, but I was like, oh my gosh. Oh, I can't do an apple tier list.
Why not?
Because I don't remember how all of them taste.
Oh, well, should I get you some apples someday?
Maybe we should do an apple tier list, chap. Maybe we should just do a fruit tier list, period.
Yeah.
Like, pick like 3 or 4 apples I'm pretty sure red delicious would somewhere fall under like bat guano. I think I'd rather chew on rodent feces than put a ironically red delicious apple in my mouth. I'm pretty sure the word mealy didn't exist in the English language until somebody tasted a red apple and they're like, what? What is that flavor? And then they're like, oh, let's make a new word for that. A grapple? I have. Have you had a grapple before?
No.
They're pretty good. Weird, but not bad. Shut up, backbone. I have more hair on my armpits than you could ever dream to have on your head.
Ew.
That didn't come out quite as smoothly as I'd hoped to. Bro, I actually don't have like any armpit hair. I'm not gonna lie, seriously. Look. Seriously. Armpit reveal. Ow! My finger! Ow! See it? See that? It's pathetic. That's my arm. Pathetic. I have like 4 nipple hairs. Maybe 5. You'd have to talk about skill ceilings and skill floor of the different fruits. That's true. That's actually a great take. And you know how you know it's true? Have you guys ever had grapes before? Grapes, it's like, yum. And then you have that one grape, and you're like, I'm literally never going to eat a grape again. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? You're like, oh, they're so good. Oh, I mean, I think all of them were good. Honestly.
No, grape grapes are best. What I mean, no, the like blackish grapes.
No, they're good.
Dark blue or
They're good, they're good. And then you have that one that just tastes like butthole.
I've never had a grape
Oh.
grape of that color.
Oh, it's so disappointing. You have a lot of, okay, well, thank you, Backbone, for sharing. Awake calorific. Sick. I wish, the problem is like, whenever people do things like this, I'm always like, oh no, ban. But I wish there was something more fun to do.
I don't make a song about them.
Yeah. But definitely fruit tier list. I think, as like beta as this is, I really do think watermelon would just top it. I know that's not exactly a hot take, which is kind of dull, but man, watermelon is so good. Limes are really good. Here's the tough thing though, like if you could just eat a raw lime, nobody would care, right? Ugh, you know? Or a raw lemon. But freaking lemons taste amazing in things. The same thing, we talked about this with banana. You guys remember we talked about that with banana? How like bananas make me gag, but bananas in stuff are like amazing.
I just want to say that last summer, I peeled a lime like an orange.
You peeled a lime like an orange. Oh yeah.
And I ate it.
But you're also a psychopath.
But I dipped it in coconut sugar.
Oh!
It was really good. It was like Sour Patch Kids.
Sour Patch Kids, but like your teeth die.
Also, does not destroy my teeth anymore.
Okay, let's get into our review here. So we have one 30-minute replay code review, and then so let's do that really, really fast. Reviewing you. Reviewing you. Boom is the person's name. Including the voice crack. I don't know how they managed to transcribe that into a Discord tag, but you know, you can do a lot of crazy things. I don't know how you guys do the Discord tags with all the symbols. I had somebody with like a bunch of weird symbols, not even like different languages, like just symbols, like random like party streamers. I don't know how you do that. it's a question of, I guess, how, you know, how and also why at the same time. Okay, let's take a look here. Replay code. We got the replay code in. Rank Masters 3. Your name is Hoki. You're on Symmetra, and then swapping Tracer. Let's take a quick look at this form here. So, what do I hope to get out of the session? Not the best vibe due to the replay code's wiping, but hoping for things to focus on for Tracer. A quick self-out review made me feel that my timing with ball was a major issue, plus rotating, taking too long, going too deep sometimes. Okay, good to know. Scrimmaging Overwatch 1 regular for years, haven't really with Overwatch 2. Goals, short-term make a push for GM, no real long-term goals right now. Okay, sounds good. Let's adjust this hero here. And it looks like in your form that your major thing holding your back is your playtime. And you say, right now, only playing 4 to 5 hours a week, probably not very good at VODing myself, saying things like, it's not a problem if I hit the shot, or dismissing things as unlucky. Okay, that's great to know. So the play time is a major concern, and I'm going to be real with you. I don't know if I'm going to be able to push you beyond your current rank right now. However, maybe I can, and certainly what I could do is give you a little bit more understanding of why you're struggling with the issues that you're struggling right now. Because as you said, you know, it's not a problem if I hit a shot is like such a major issue with like so many hit scan and just DPS players in general. Even like Ana players. If I just hit the sleep dart, my positioning is fine, right? But like we want to choose when we have to use those cooldowns or when we have to like utilize the mechanics. We shouldn't have it thrust upon us because we've made poor decisions up to that point. I'm glad, as long as you're aware that's an issue and you're continuing to explore and try and get more information so that you can VOD review yourself better, that's good too. I'm also very impressed that you were able to VOD review yourself. That's actually a really cool thing to do. And actually that's something that maybe more of my students should do is try and VOD review their own code before they send it in. That's not a bad idea. Sleep looks good. Hey, Cider Witch. Speak of the witch and she shall appear. Your hits, okay, let's put this one. So you don't play on ladder. Well, okay, you might want to talk with your team about your hero pool right now. So it sounds like you're just scrimmaging right now, but the problem is that you're playing Sojourn, hard hit scans. Okay, listen to this chat. Tracer, Echo, Sojourn, Cassidy, Ashe, Widow, I assume, because hard hit scans. Symmetra, Sombra, Hanzo, Soldier, Reaper, because various metas and scrims. You might want to talk with your team about trimming that down, especially if you're not able to play much ranked, because right now, this isn't even a hero pool, it's the ocean. It's not only the ocean, it's the Pacific. This is monstrous. So you really want to be able to specialize a little bit, because, like, I assume that there are certain heroes that you play more of than others, but I don't know. Especially, like, in a Masters, I don't know. You guys need to find, even really every rank should be having, even in scrim, something of a specialization. And you want to play to what your team needs you to play. But as it is right now, this is a major issue. I don't play them in scrims currently, so I can pick them when the meta switches to include them. Okay, so you have the dynamic hero pool idea where you pick something like 2 or 3 and you specialize in them. I mean, that's good, I guess. But still, your playtime is a major issue. Your playtime is a major issue for talking about making a push for GM. I'm gonna be honest with you. So try and improve that. Try and improve that one. I think for a serious to push to GM, I don't know if this has changed with some of the rank inflation, but a serious push to GM should probably be around 14 hours a week. And if you can't get it to there, then you should at least try with something that approaches 10 hours a week. Even with your previous Overwatch 1 experience, I don't know if what you're doing right now is reasonable. And I know that sucks, but that's the most important thing you're probably going to hear from me today. That being said, let's actually get into the gameplay, and let's check this out. So, Hoki, is this a scrim code or is this ranked? Because you said, oh, you don't play ranked, you're only scrimming right now, but this looks a little bit like a ranked composition with the Genji. I mean, I don't know. Lower ranks, who knows what goes on. Ranked? Okay. I was gonna say okay, timing with ball, taking too long to rotate, overextending were the 3 things that you picked up in your own self-review. Let's see how accurate you were. I like the rollout. This position is good. The thing with ball is it's going to be a little bit harder to match your ball's timing sometimes because his uptime is like he's in, he's out, he's in, he's out, he's in, he's out. But I think this so far has been pretty reasonable. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You've had reasonable good uptime. I really like your cover usage. This has been good. Yeah, I've got no complaints here. Maybe not necessary to recall that. So I know why you recall that, but I don't love it. So like, here's the thing. Here's the thing. So this is a little bit of a micro tip that you guys need to really be executing on. So what often happens is tracers will run out of blinks and then recall out of panic. But what you need to try and do is try and first off end up in a position to where you don't need to panic if you don't have a blink. You have some form of cover, like right now. But then also, I would much prefer you to greed just a teeny tiny bit until your next blink by 80-80 strafing in some way, shape, or form, and then use your last blink to move to cover, then have to get your recall forced. This particular time, it's probably okay because you're already up to, but it's just a general rule to kind of go into. I worked with a mystery Overwatch League guest who will be live on my YouTube later this week, or this weekend maybe. And this mystery Overwatch League DPS player said the number one thing that you got to be really working on is making sure that you're not recalling just from fear, that you're actually recalling for a specific reason. This is all good. No complaints, really. Nicely done. I'm gonna say pretty clean fight. The fact that I did have to nitpick the recall thing, which I'm not even sure was a mistake, is telling how well you played that fight. So I'm waiting to see what our real issues are. Right off the map. You're trolling. Found it! Found it! You're trolling! Stop! This is it. You're trolling me. You're way ahead of your team. You're leading the charge. And not only that, but you're blinking directly through on a Kiriko that you don't know if has Suzu, a Moira that you don't know if has Wraith. And what's this going to happen is you, at best, you're going to force a Wraith, and you're going to trade a Wraith for a recall. All while risking your own life and using an ultimate. Ugh. Oh, and you give away your position too. Like the angle that you had. I think I heard Bell. Doesn't matter. She still has Fade. It doesn't matter even if they have Bell. What's the cooldown of Suzu? Right, so I just don't think there's any like super urgency here. If you actually, you stuck the Kiriko and you did pick the right target. So, but I don't want to be a results oriented coach here to where like, oh, it worked because it worked, right? So you did hear the bell and you did go for the Kiriko. So I guess, okay. But I don't think there's any super real rush here either. Because there's also a very high chance that just cannot work. I don't think you can TP bomb. Can you, Boom? Can somebody confirm or deny? You can? Okay. Yeah, see, that's just not great. It's not great. Nicely done. So I'm being nitpicky, but it is something that I'm going to want to keep an eye on. Let's look at the micro here. So I just released a micro video on Tracer 1v1s, and we'll give you a little bit more here. Good blink. What's the mistake here? Nah, thank you for the sub!
After my most recent Doomfist coaching session, I got to GM by not playing Doom.
I'm glad to hear it. What's the mistake here? Not playing to my range. Okay, what else is the mistake? Look at it from a micro perspective. Right? You didn't play your range, but let me ask you a question. Look at where you're at right now. Look at the distance between you and your target. Look at his crosshair right now. You're good. Yes, premature blink. Exactly. Exactly. Thank you for the hydrate. Booger Puss, I got your message. Can you put that in Ask Spilo right now? I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to it right now. Sorry, mate. But yeah, this is a great range. You have your crosshair lined up faster, and this target is too full in HP. Jump an exclamation mark Discord, and there'll be an Ask Spilo channel in my Discord that you can drop it in there, and then I'll review it on Twitch next week. Chad, if you can help me out with this one. But yeah, this is a premature blink, exactly. And then it also puts you at a range that you're not effective versus. You juke, you shoot. He turns his crosshair. He gets close. You juke away. You shoot. I don't know, but instead of doing that, you use your last blink and then end up getting closer to him, but you're not able to finish him in that clip, so then that forces your recall. Of course. So the best thing that you could do here is blink, shoot. Blink, shoot. Just stay back here. Just stay back here. A little bit of strafing, right? Shoot, 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 shoot. He's going to walk forward, then blink, shoot, and finish him. You see what I'm saying? You did a double blink when you were playing at a perfect range, and he was still trying to catch up with you in the first place. And you actually ended up walking into his effective range. So, not a good double blink. This would make sense if this was like a Widowmaker or a Cass, who you could immediately close the distance on, get right up in their teeth, and you didn't want to play that range, and somebody who's easier to track and finish off. Because if you do not finish this Reaper with this clip, you're going to die, or you're going to get your recall forced. And then you can see why that's the problem here, because now you don't have your recall, and now you die. So the micro there was not good. I think that one blink is actually what ended up costing you that duel. He would have died, and you would have survived. Okay, chill, balls out, balls in, you follow. This is fine, balls out, you chill. Watch through. This is too early. This is too early. We need to be sitting here and watching through walls, and then make your engagement. Okay? This is too early. Reaper clears you. And you can see why that's the issue here, because this theoretically could have been a really nice, sweet engage. Because balls end now, and if you'd sat here, I think this would have been a much more favorable duel. You would have been at a much better time, but instead you were out while your ball is in. This is not what we're going to see. So just a slight mistake with your timing here. Ball's in, you're in. Yeah, I think you just overextend for the kill. I think you just overextend for the kill, and a kill that wasn't really even guaranteed either, because then the reason why you die is if you look at your positioning in relation to the enemy team, you walk through the enemy team. I wouldn't even say so much, yeah, greed a little bit. I mean, you just had a really great angle. You just keep shooting. Shoot the Reaper now, you know what I'm saying? Just play for the distraction, play for the pressure, and then only commit that far if you're guaranteed of the kill. But yeah, it's like, once again, like, because the thing is, it's like, here's the thing. Even if you'd gone in for this blink, think about it this way. Think about it this way. It's very similar to the Reaper duel earlier, actually, because you would blink in here. Maybe you'd finish this kill. Let's just say you would, okay? Then you're recalling out, and then actually I think the Reaper cure could probably kill you afterwards because you don't have any more blinks, and then you're recalling into a really bad spot. So you would probably 1-for-1 trade, realistically. It's actually really similar to the Reaper thing, where you greed for a kill, but it's actually really not even necessary for you to do so, and then it costs you your recall, and it would have gotten you punished. If not, then later on. I'll tie up into how you can actually practice that in a few minutes. Let's just keep watching, though. Because a lot of it is about understanding when trading a kill for a recall or trading a threat of a kill for a recall is okay, versus when you just need to keep putting pressure from a good position over and over and over and over again. Because if getting a kill costs you your recall, which then kills you, it's a 1-for-1 trade, and we don't want that, right? Timing. And you have to remember the enemy team isn't just going to sit here and wait when your ball is out. They are going to go looking for you, so you might need to give up space and hide more, knowing that these guys aren't brain dead. They're going to look for you, right? They're not going to stay in one little clump on point. So you can't just sit like right here. Wait, just don't look for me, guys, right? Your ball is all the way out. You need to be probably here. You know what I'm saying? And just listening and waiting. Because you gave away your position, and then there's your mega. Now ball's in. Fair enough. Don't let it cost you your recall. Don't let it cost you your recall. Pulse. Whoa. Look at these mechanics here. A little bit of trigger discipline here as well. Right, you are definitely full clipping it, full clipping it, full clipping it, full clipping it, full clipping it. Think we could do a better job stopping mid-clip. Good habit to get into. For the most part, though, I don't think your mechanics are too bad. Again, same kind of thing here. I promise you, I will bet large amounts of cash that this Moira, Kiriko, Reaper, everyone's coming after you right now. Why? Because there's literally nothing else to shoot. So it's not good enough to just hold an off angle and wait. You actually have to completely run for your life right now. They will chase you down. They will chase you down. You need to run. And you should have run here. Right here. Out. Run this way. Run this way. You have to get out here. That clip right here might kill you. There's your recall. You're dead. You should be dead. Yeah, and even though you're not dead, look at this. Now your ball's setting up, and you're not in position. Yeah. You need to be. This is where the timing comes into play. I don't think your timing is bad in the fact that you're not paying attention to your ball. I just think that when your ball is out, you aren't respecting the enemy team's willingness to chase you as much. Because if you think about it, maybe if they're on snipers, you could be greedier because they're slower. But like, look at the Moira, the Reaper, the Kiriko. These are faster heroes. They can spend downtime hunting you down, right? So you need to be really, really careful about what you're doing right before when your ball is out, right? Great. Nicely done. That's a free Kiriko right there. Okay. No complaints here. Just be really careful about the Kiriko ult. Yep. Yes. Okay, this is like another thing we have to worry. This is like very... I don't know, Chad. I don't know how to describe this. It feels like a separate issue, but it's also the same issue again. Like right here. You know what? I don't know. I think it's okay. I think it was the Cassie that made you move here. Let's keep shooting. Oh, we lose track. Please don't die. 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 Grab the mini. Pulse. That should hit. Yep. A little bit of trigger discipline still. Good target choice there. Yeah. Nice. Actually winnable. Recall. Oh, no. That's tragic. Okay, so what we're seeing so far, you're doing a good job. Actually, your positioning is actually quite good. I really like the angles that you're taking. I think for me, it's going to be about greeting with your blinks, which is costing you your recall, and what you're doing during your ball's downtime. You position too aggressively during your ball's downtime, which is getting you killed or cleared. Those are the two main ones. Let's keep going. I think besides that, there's lots of positives. I like how you're setting up. Also a little bit of trigger discipline too, right? Fully clearing your clip every single time, even though you can see the crosshair's not aligned. Risky, but hey. What was the problem in Overwatch 1? Juicy? This is great. This is just Kovacs, you know? Not respecting other team during downtime? Yeah. Well, it's just hurting because it's like, it's either getting you killed or it's forcing you out when your ball comes in, because it's giving the enemy team one target at a time instead of two at the same time. You're just not you're expecting them to stay in the same spot and not to go out. Because remember, if I'm coaching the enemy Moira and I'm like, there's nothing happening, go find that tracer. That's what I'm telling her to do. So as you climb in the ranks, if a GM is our goal, they're gonna do that more. Like right now, you need to expect that Moira Cassidy to start hunting for you. I don't think you're mispositioned right now, but you need to be really careful. Backbone started playing Overwatch. Careful. Too early. I don't want you leading the charge. I do not want you leading the charge. You need to utilize this hero's survivability. By that here, I mean ball. Like when when he's in, all eyes are on him. Use that. You're the one tanking here. but the grenade on you is significantly harder than it is for your ball. Your ball is built to absorb that. And also, if the guy doesn't sticky your ball, his disruption will make it harder for him to sticky you, right? You stop leading the charge here. And now you should be in, but you can't. You see this? You can't go in. In fact, you almost die. Just off, just a little early. Not quite my tempo. I mean, and you see how like you really never feel like you can actually follow up here because you don't have your recall. That's really tough. That's tough. You're an almost complete non-factor this fight. This is weird, but it's fine. You're actually not bad in the Doomfist 1v1. Nice. So one thing I would say is, you understood that reference? Yeah. Is, I think the reason, okay, let me ask you a question. Chat, you guys answer this question. Why are we shooting Doomfist right now? Why are we shooting Doomfist right now? Use your peripheral awareness. Open your fifth eye. Okay? Why are we shooting Doomfist? You're good at shooting a Doomfist, right? Because it's the threat. Oh, how, wait a second. Wait a second. That name looks familiar. Right. Doom is on my screen. He's the only one in. Right. But watch this. Watch as this fight develops. You can even use your ears, right? You can even use your ears, guys. Right? You see what I'm saying? Come on. Your public enemy number one. Yeah, okay. Got your Joker arc going on in Twitch chat. If that's not 21st century, I don't know what is. And look at that. What did Ash shoot you, or am I smoking something? I might be smoking something, chat. I'm definitely smoking something. Okay, anyway, yeah, regardless. Just a little bit of awareness there. Know when, you know, your threats are, again, because we don't want you smack dab in the middle. Ah! Nice. Nice. I was hoping you'd recall off the map, but that's okay. We can't have everything that we want. Set up. Yep. Now wait. You wait. You know that Cassidy's thinking about right now, right? If his brain's on. Nothing else to shoot. Where is she? Where's the treasure? Oh, right. He should be hunting for you, right? So, no! Hide! Listen! Wait! Look through the wall! You can see your ball! It's happening again! It's happening again! You gave away your spot. You're shooting a Doomfist. Now we're out and our ball is in. Ah! Now you are probably not surprised by this because in your self-review you said this was a problem, right? But I think what you need to be very careful is it's not that you're being lazy. It's like you understand timing, right? You're clearly trying to do it. But during your setup phase, you get a little bit undisciplined and you don't respect the enemy team's willingness to check and clear you out. Right? What rhymed? I don't even remember what I said. And now we're forever blowing bubbles, like shooting the greatest Doomfist of all time. Set up. Good. I'd probably blink over and sit and chill here. Oh, my loins. That was not it. That was definitely not it right there. Even with no. That spooks me. Set up, right? Oh, you made it so obvious. Oh, that 9 times out of it. Oh my gosh. What just happened to my chat? 20 more gifted subs from the Pocket Kitten. Thank you so much. You guys are gonna have to hear me shriek. Dr. Hikari, Adizo, Robert Tang, Lord Revan, hey, Ada Beast, On the Mark, Mesmer, Potatosaurus, Plato's Cavern, nice. Cinnamon, hey Cinnamon. SHDNX, Scythiel, Yannick Zors, Papa Neeks, Liamo, Ace 8, Ronus, 90s Phoenix, Gabe, JBC. Thank you guys so much for the gifted subs. Thank you so much for the gifted subs, and congratulations to everybody else. I appreciate it. Now, back to my loins. This is ridiculous. Let me ask you a question. First off, you should just die for this because you just don't flat out have your recall. Okay? You should just die. But even if you do have your recall here, why would you want it to get forced because you just blinked right through the middle of the enemy team instead of actually blinking across, setting up and engage, and significantly increasing your uptime and still having the recall as a failsafe? We want us to get our recall forced because the enemy team put disproportionate attention and focus on us, not because we did a stupid decision and got it caught. Like, it's like a Sojourn. If a Sojourn positions really stupidly and gets her shift force, we don't like that. But if the Sojourn positions intelligently but very aggressively and gets her shift force, we do like that. You see what I'm saying? This is because you're an idiot. Okay, well, I wouldn't say that. Yeah, actually, that's exactly what I'd say. But, I mean, there it is, right? Like, everybody and their mother knew that you were in there. You made it way too easy. You made it way too easy. And even if you don't die here, you're going to get your recall forced instantly. You're going to be in here, and what's that going to mean? It's going to blink out. Whereas if you set up here, more uptime, more uptime, more uptime, go aggressive, recall out, and then you're safe where you recall to. You're so kind? Yes. Yes. I assume that comment is for me. So, your team's going to deadlift without you. And I'm going to hear myself laughing maniacally. Okay, water. Bad news, mate. It wasn't enough this round. It wasn't enough this round. You did your best, but it wasn't enough this round. Surely next round, though. Forget a Sojourn shifting the middle of the enemy team? Yeah. Okay. Set up timing. Balls in. You're not. That's okay. You're a little bit slow. That's all right. Woo! Woo! High risk, high reward. Okay, I can live with it. This round I cooked. Team on my back. Even this. Do you see this, chat? Did you see this? Of course you see this. Everybody sees this. This is okay. Just be careful, because your ball isn't truly N. So if this Junkrat can be rewarded for putting attention on you. So you peek here. A slightly better Junkrat here conks you. Let me kind of break down what happens. He conks you. He hits you for chip damage. You blink out to grab Mega. Your ball then rolls in. So I'm not saying you need to completely AFK around your ball, but you do need to respect the enemy team's capabilities to force your cooldowns or clear you out. You know what I'm saying? He was actually standing still? Yeah. You just need a little more respect here. You know what I'm saying? Just a little more respect. Now ball's in. Yeah. So we don't get punished for it there, but we could have. Remember, we're being objective about this. We don't want to be like, oh, it worked there, therefore it's a good thing to do. Very aggressive. As long as we have some form of health pack or cover to go to. This is a habit we need to break, I think. Maybe this is just like, yeah, this is a habit we need to break. This is probably like the third time it's happened, so it's not like the most important thing in the history of the universe. But at first I was like, are we at like headshot level? Oh, that's why we recalled. But no, you're literally full HP and you have 3 blinks. Yeah. No. It's like, I melee, therefore I must recall. Come on, man. And also, a lot of your blinks get forced from bad pathing as well, because it feels like you're in a huge rush. So like right here, the best thing that you can do is wait for your ball to set up, and you set up while you're waiting for your ball to set up. But instead, what do? You blink directly at the Orisa, and then blink through the Orisa, instead of just, you know, doing what you did here. One blink, whatever, and then, you know, flank, you know, the flanker hero, you know what I'm saying? Because this means that you also have an extra blink because you didn't walk through here, risk your life, give away position, and use a blink to set up where you should have been if you just simply walked your fat little booty cheeks around the side here. You know what I'm saying? I don't like these blinking through the middle of the enemy team like what we did in the previous round. You know what I'm saying? With the Kiriko, I don't like that. I don't like that. I'd rather you be half a second late and a blink up and not risk your life and or not give away your position. And as we already said here too, there's no real rush here anyway because your ball isn't ready yet. So your ball's over here, your ball's in. Now it's okay to be on the Kiriko, but yeah. Lack of patience again? Yeah. And this is going to be where you have self-diagnosis here. Even if you were in voice here, I wouldn't be able to know exactly why you make every single mistake. I'm not going to sit here and search your soul. You know what I'm saying? It's dirty enough as it is without my fingers in it. So, you know, be thoughtful about why do you think these mistakes are happening up and if there's any like overwhelming patterns here. Doom player going Orisa like Kanye? Yeah. A little bit of a sellout. Oh, let's find out. In this episode of Was That Recall Necessary? Today our contestant Hoki on Tracer and Masters using our recall unnecessarily is a huge issue at all sort of ranks. But we gotta ask ourselves a question. Ladies and gentlemen, was that recall necessary? And the answer is no. No. You had cover. You had a blink coming up long. Use 1 HP. You did not need to recall. Exactly what you just mentioned. Yes, exactly. It's like the melee finisher, and it's the melee finisher and the pulse bomb. People are like, oh, I killed somebody, therefore it's not even the melee finisher. Just when you finish a kill as Tracer, or you land a pulse bomb, or you're going for pulse bomb, don't immediately recall. Look at your blinks. Look at your position. Look at who you're shooting. Do you have a blink to avoid? Do you have a blink to dodge? Do you even need to dodge? You know, because it's not about like what happens right now. It's about, oh, I don't have my recall, therefore will I die? And as you guys see here, the answer is yes. If we'd had our recall here, we survived this. We got to be more disciplined with that. Thank you for the sub, Jollies. I farted, therefore I must recall. What is going on in my chat today? You guys are some questionable things being said. It's not my fault though. That's not the type of culture that I created. So you're a little late here because you're coming from spawn. It's whatever. Just chill. He'll be back. He'll be back. I don't know. Ah! Okay, let's talk about this chat. What's the mistake? Once more, let me play our favorite theme song. Are we gonna die in this 1v1? Right, no blinks. There's just no rush. Does it come back to the impatience part? Is it a really, you said bad movement, but actually, it's not just movement. You just don't have a blink. I want you to take this 1v1. I do. You should win this 1v1 9 times out of 10. But the problem here is you don't have any blinks. So let me ask you a question. There's a real world here that even if he doesn't hit this shot because you don't have any blinks, this 1v1 should force your recall. When I don't want it to. You just wait a second, please. You know? You seriously considering hitting you up for a coaching session? Are you also seriously considering playing in traffic? It's okay. I guess there could be some worse things that you could do. Nice. Reaper. So you kind of see what you did here with your blink. By the way, this is more micro focused again, but like your blink here, right? But really, this blink isn't the direction. Let me get really down and dirty with it. You guys know what I'm saying? Here we go. Watch this. What's the mistake here in terms of the blink movement? Right here. You see this? Good range. Probably should be walking forward. We could have maybe ducked behind the corner a little bit sooner. But then what's wrong with this blink here? I think the 180 itself is good. But like as you're learning with like these like melee range heroes, the 180 isn't as good so much as like keeping your distance. You know what I'm saying? So then what ends up happening is you do the right thing because you blink through him and you're like, crap, I actually need to blink again because he's still too close to me. So I guess my question And I don't really know the answer to this, but maybe the solution here is actually to blink back. You know what I'm saying? Or even double blink through and keep distance, but actually commit to the double blink immediately. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like this is where like I actually had a really great session earlier with somebody. We were talking about like when are 180 blink pulse bombs good, and then question then devolved to when are 180 blinks good. And a lot of it is when you're demanding the target to aim at a range that they don't want to aim. But for 180 blinking on a Reaper isn't as good unless you're literally just dancing around him and you have 3 blinks and he sucks, right? It's a dunk move, but it's actually pretty risky because you're still playing at a range that's not amazing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know. So this is this blink here, but it's just a little bit of micro. This isn't your biggest, lowest hanging fruit. It's just something to consider, you know? Da 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 da. No, you're doing it again. You're doing it again. You're doing it again. This is where the map isn't your friend. You know, you don't. It's awkward and easy to predict your setups. Like even in Overwatch League, this is always a hard thing as tracers, like set up angles on this map because there's only like 1 or 2 places you can come from. But your ball's completely out and you're thinking about aggressively staging. So what do you think? They're Moira, they're Orisa, they're Cassidy, they're Kiriko, whatever. They're gonna clear you out. They're gonna clear you out. They've got nothing else better to do. So during your ball's downtime, they're gonna go hunt you, right? So then this is gonna cost you. You see? And now your ball's in and you're out. Ah! That's really it, you know? Also, probably not necessary to recall this as well. I mean, the fight's lost, just disengage. You're probably just gonna stagger yourself and you don't have the recall to survive now. Run. So you just need to respect their ability to clear you out when your ball's got downtime. Oh, my bad. Honestly, is the ceiling cap for is the audio thing not, is it really that loud? I swear I said it like years ago to where if I like scream, is it bad? Okay. That's okay? Okay. Okay, stop! Your ball's dead. Your ball's dead. You are public enemy number 1. They're after you. Listen. Wait. Don't greed. It is kind of loud. Rip. Man. Gain limit on audio. I will make a note of it. It's a correct amount of peak. It's not that how distorted it sounds. It's, I don't care if I like, you know, I'm like, ah, you know, it's like whatever. Is it actually like too loud? You know what I'm saying? Is it too loud? Wait. You can see your ball through walls. You don't need to go yet. Just trust me on this one, okay? Yes, now we're good, right? Ball's in, yeah, okay. Probably wouldn't recommend doing that without confirmation of Suzu. Like using Pulse or Suzu isn't the worst thing you could do, but it certainly ain't the best thing. But the big thing is really that timing thing. Oh. Yeah. Okay, so big takeaways. How much longer? I'll be ready in like 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Sunshine bread, almost. Okay, sorry. So main takeaways: really respect the enemy team's ability to clear you pre-fight. But and this isn't just a ball rule, right? This is Winston, Ryan, Orisa. Anytime your tank is MIA, you really have to respect, like, you are target number one because you are so easy to like disrupt, like, because you don't have constant access to healing resource like normally positioned DPS do. Any chip damage on you is like so inconvenient, right? So like, even if the Moira just right click you, it tickles you just a little bit. It's so annoying. So you have to be like really disciplined, especially when you're on these hard flanks. Like, you're not always going to be hard flanking as Tracer. So your timing being perfect won't always matter as much, but that has to be the number one thing. And then I also think you'd really need to look at your recall usage and whether poor blink management, poor setup, or just completely unnecessary recalls are really hurting you. So I think those are the two big things here. Do you have any questions? I have a general. I have like a 40%, 75% accurate Spilo schedule in my Discord. It's under a channel. It's generally about 2 p.m., 2:15, 2:30 p.m. EST on most days. Today we started a little bit later. On Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, excuse me. Here we are. Well, there you go. Any questions? You got a lot of good things going for you. I think maybe trigger discipline would be something to work on as well, and some of the micro with your blinks. But really, I do think for the amount of time you're playing, it's okay. Yeah, I would really worry about the timing that you're playing. Keep me updated then. All right, keep me up. If you do have any questions, you know my DMs are open. So, okay, chat. All right, time is go. The time is go, I say. We're ready to go. You indeed cooked that run. Yeah, could not. It was probably the greatest Orisa play I think I've ever seen. It is time. Yes. I think we're ready. Is this the real Korean Flex DPS Prodigy? Water OW? Sunshine didn't reach out for. Are you kidding me? I begged Sunshine on my knees to coach her. But yeah, Sunshine I know has been getting a lot of different coaching. In fact, that's probably something we're gonna have to talk about today, is how much coaching Sunshine has been getting. Hey Onyx, long time no see. Good to see you. All right, I'm just gonna call. I said R. Too much of anything is bad? Yeah. I'm calling. Nary, thanks for the sub, mate. I appreciate it. Hey!
Gee, oh, why are you so loud?
Oh, sorry. Do you want me to? I can whisper if you want.
No, it's okay.
I can be like, hey, is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right. How's it going? How are you?
I'm excellent. I'm currently ranked 379.
Nice. That's a good number. So you've gone from the silver prodigy into somehow, I guess, just
bronze
prodigy, and now you're Elo Heaven. I don't know. Top 500 must have shifted. Actually, I hear it's top 50,000. And then if you're ranked 379, there's about 50,000 people that are actually better than you. That they're just not on the scoreboard.
They're invisible though. They don't play the game.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. They play Twitter though. So yeah.
Okay.
Excited to work with you. This is going to be fun. So here's what I thought. I was lying in bed last night. And I was like,
well, you were thinking about this interaction, obviously.
Obviously, it's like I had to put a lot of thought into it. I was thinking, what if we did the interview and like the coaching introduction thing at the same time? Because I was sitting there and I'm like, bro, a lot of the questions I think I do like ask in like my coaching sessions are like interview stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like
that sounds really ADHD.
Yeah.
But luckily, we're both Twitch streamers, so I believe all of our chats have ADHD.
Yes.
That sounds good to me.
Yes. Okay. So here's where we're gonna go with this one. Okay. How's it going? How are you?
I'm terrible. Actually.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear that. Okay. So let's ask you a question. What got you started with Overwatch? When did you start playing? What heroes did you play? What ranks have you hit? And what has your experience been like in Overwatch 2?
That's too many questions.
I know, but you have ADHD, so I'm sure you can be able to get
I do not have ADHD. My chat has ADHD. I do not have ADHD.
Oh, okay, my bad.
I'm the only Tracer player without ADHD.
Got it. Okay.
Okay,
Shoot.
I started. You know that one Mercy video where she goes, "I can make your hands clap," and she's like, like doing reses and like,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
That's what got me started. That's what got me
So
started.
you literally got hooked in by a meme?
It was not a meme. It was a montage, and it was a very good one actually.
My bad. My bad. Okay.
But yeah, the animatic Mercy montage got me started on my Mercy one-trick grind.
Okay.
Yeah. Also,
okay.
you're not sharing your screen, so I can't see the
There's
game.
nothing to share. I mean, I could just stare directly at you, but we're not doing gameplay yet, so you're good. You could have anything playing in the background, like you could just be scrolling on Paint or whatever, for your ADHD Twitch chat.
Okay.
In fact, maybe that's what I'll do for my ADHD Twitch chat. Here,
Subway Surfer.
I'll do this for my Twitch chat. Subway Surfer gameplay.
Yeah.
I was thinking of like maybe best top 2008 fails in the background.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just gonna use my Paint. Okay, so you started out as a Mercy player.
Yeah.
What happened from there?
Okay, so you know the one video for like the Overwatch League, the Crusher 99 video?
Yeah.
Where you like, yeah, that's it. I was 14 and I'm like, okay, that's me now.
Got it. That one punch kid kind of a thing?
No, the Crusher 99 video.
Oh.
Like what's in a name? You know that one?
Yeah. Man, you're really going back. Okay, so that and then what snapped in your brain to make you want to actually click heads?
Okay, I've always been a really competitive player, like a really competitive person. I'm not really a player, but I'm not like naturally good at sports. I'm not naturally good at anything, right? But I think there's something just really nice about the idea of fucking someone up in the game because you are just like objectively better than them, like mechanically. Like you click on them and they can't click on you, and you're better and you win. You know? That really works for me.
Right. So it's not good enough to be a helper. You have to actually physically dominate and humiliate your opposition.
Yes,
good,
exactly.
Good, I can respect that. Okay, and so when did this transition to becoming a lethal killer happen? What year?
Maybe. Oh man, what year? I don't really think. I think in like seasons.
Okay, seasons, fine, sure.
Yeah, maybe like season 8, 9, 10.
Okay, so that was the throat punch era. Okay, so you start throat punching people, and at what rank were you?
No,
at the time?
I did not start throat punching people. I started locking Cassidy in my mid-plat games, and I D-ranked thousands of SR. There was no throat punching going on.
Okay.
Thousands of SR. Thousands.
How far down?
Okay, so I hit 2995 on Mercy only.
Yeah.
And then I fell all the way down to like 1900, because I had like 10 accuracy.
10 accuracy. Okay.
Yes. Oh, you're writing that down that I have 10 accuracy?
No, I just wrote "wee" on my Paint just to demonstrate that you fell a long way. That's a falling noise. Okay. So wee, you go all the way down 1900, and then you start to dig.
Yeah, and then the slow grind of just spamming the game. Whenever I go home from school. Yeah. But really, DPS queues were getting longer by the time I started playing DPS.
Yes, I remember.
Hero bans became a thing, so they banned Cassidy.
Yes.
And that kind of made me lose interest in the game for a couple of months.
Yes.
But when I was 16, I started streaming. And a clip came out of me sounding like XQC because I was a super juicer at the time. And that pushed me.
What does super juicer mean?
I was just an XQC viewer. I don't know. Like,
I see. Okay, continue.
So I was an XQC viewer, and I was 16. I didn't have any friends. So
you're an XQC viewer with no friends?
I got all my social nourishment from watching XQC watch Daily Dose of Internet when I was a kid.
I see. I see.
And so I just developed a French-Canadian accent.
I see.
And people were ragging on me for it. But a clip of me on New Punter had a New Punter video get like a couple 100,000 views on it, and that put me from being like a 6-viewer streamer to being like a 100-viewer streamer.
I see.
I grabbed the opportunity and just started playing the game for 12 hours a day.
Got it.
It's like really unrealistic for someone that's like gold or whatever to like go pro, right?
Right.
Because it's such like a hours game. Like you have to grind so much to get good, and I just but luckily because I got to do it as like a job or whatever when I was 16, I was able to grind a lot.
Makes sense.
More than I would be able to otherwise.
Makes sense. You have a lot of frantic energy, which I can relate with as well. That's something that's one of my strengths when I started streaming. Where do you think it comes from? Is it illegal drugs?
No, it's legal drugs.
Okay.
Just caffeine.
Caffeine. Makes sense. Okay. And then you start streaming. You go wild with it. You do very well. Yep. But you're not just a streamer anymore. You're like Chad now. You're really good at the game. So
Yeah.
something along the lines, your stream grows, your content grows, and then now you're just lethal. So what's happened?
I just started VODing. Like, that's kind of it. Like, I just started getting coaching.
Why?
I spent thousands of hours getting my mechanics up because I've always wanted to be pro. Like, since I was like a dumbass little like gold player. But the thing is, I didn't know how to get good, you know? So I would spend 12 hours in a session playing the game, going even or going negative in like plat, like 2500 SR, and I just wasn't getting better, right? My aim was better, but as like a player, I wasn't improving. And I try to watch my own VODs and I try to watch other streamers to get better, but I just didn't get it. But when Overwatch 2 came out, I started VODing like multiple times a week with coaches, and I instantly shot up like more than I've ever shot up in my entire life.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what was the difference? What was the difference between pre and post? You said the coaches. What did the coaches provide? What did you learn?
Honestly, Overwatch is my first FPS game. I have no background in FPS like at all.
Right.
So I spent thousands of hours playing the game, and I never built fundamentals. I never played corners. I never had good timing. Every game I won because I was aiming better than the opposition.
Right.
And then I started winning games that I couldn't mechanically win because I was playing smarter.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, makes sense. So now you have the mechanics, now you're training, now you know how to train better, you know more of what the game, you're building the fundamentals and all that foolishness. Okay, that's awesome. So where are you at now in terms of like your long-term goals? Is pro still on the horizon? And what does pro mean to you exactly?
Absolutely. Pro to me, my actual like real long-term goal is I want to play on the Team USA in World Cup, which is not going to happen this year. But I want to play Team USA in World Cup, and I do want to get into the Overwatch League, or realistically, I don't know if you saw like the LA Gladiators thingy. If there is no Overwatch League and Overwatch League equivalent, I want to be the best hit scan DPS player in the world. Like, full stop.
Okay, sounds good. That's very ambitious goals, but we'll talk about like what we can do to get there better. So I appreciate it. I've respected your grind set, and I've been aware of you for some time, and I think it's very, very impressive to me that you've gotten as far as you have. So what we're going to focus on is what we need to do to get better, and I think where this session might go might be a little bit different from some of your other coaching sessions. So before we go into my coaching, I want to know how much coaching have you gotten, who have you gotten coaching from, and what are some of the things that you've been working on in, like, let's say the last couple of months?
Okay, last couple of months, so I had like a stint where I just only played Widowmaker and did not get any VODs for like 31 days.
Yes.
I just like hard spammed Widowmaker to get better mechanically. But then this season started, I've been getting a VOD review from Chimanzi1, who's like my team's like coach, really crazy smart player.
Stop right there. You're on a team?
Yeah. I am on a team, I'm scrimming like crazy.
How much are you scrimming, and how long have you been on the team?
Okay, so I've been on the team since the start of the season. Start of the season, my peak was like GM5 or whatever.
Yep.
That was season 1. But the reason I've like hit GM1 and stuff and like gotten so much better is because I've been scrimming almost every single day. I've been getting coaching almost every single day on those scrims and in ranked. So like I'll like play all day and then I'll scrim and then I'll get coaching on the scrims and then I'll get individual coaching like on ranked or whatever.
Nice. How has been scrimmaging? Because I assume this is relatively new to you.
No, it's not new. I've been scrimming since I was plat.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have you been enjoying the scrim since you've been GM then, I guess?
Yeah, it's crazy. This is the first time I've been on a team that has like a coach that's like coaching between like rounds and stuff, and it's insanely helpful. It's crazy.
Perfect. That's awesome. Good for you. Okay, so team time, you've been getting good in coaching. What are some things, like I said, going back to that question, what are some things that you've been working on recently, and how much coaching have you been receiving?
Shit ton of coaching. Probably, maybe like, maybe probably like every day, or like 7 VODs in a week or something. And I've also been
with
self-VODing
coaches.
a lot.
Every single one.
With coaches,
Are they all one-on-one sessions?
All one-on-one sessions with coachings. The coach that I've been getting. Sometimes we do team coaching as well. Like my team was like a VOD today, but I'm not really like counting that or whatever, because that's like different. But like almost every day, like whether it's on stream or off stream, I'm just getting like a VOD from someone.
All right.
And then I'm also like self-VODing and stuff on stream.
Okay. Sounds good. What are some things that you've been working on recently? I guess whether it's in game or out of game, some skills that you've been working on and improve that.
Okay, yeah. In game, I only play Overwatch. I think you can kind of tell. Like my life just kind of revolves around like OW.
Yeah. I'm noticing.
Yeah,
that.
I've just been hard spamming, like getting better positioning and like better timing and stuff, because those are my big like issues.
What specifically with your positioning?
I don't play corners. I think this kind of comes from like me like not playing like FPS games before, like ever. Like I just don't play corners. that's kind of it, honestly. I'm wide. I'm
Sure,
really wide.
makes sense. Makes
all the
sense.
time.
Makes sense. And then in terms of timing, what about timing?
Timing, I just go too early. I'm like really frantic. I'm really excited to play the game, and especially because like this is like the highest rank I've ever been in.
Yeah.
I want to have like constant uptime and always be doing things, and I just go too early. Especially
Okay.
like on Tracer, it's like really, it's not very good.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, sounds good. So let's talk a little bit about your training schedule. So this is probably the most important thing we're going to be talking about. Now, I'm going to be perfectly upfront with you. You're insane in terms of your energy and the amount of grind that you've been at. So what I will say is give the disclaimer is that what I give for you is going to be something that you need to apply in the way that works best for you. Everyone's different. Everyone has different demands. Everyone has different energy levels. Everyone's trains differently, but these are just some principles to kind of keep in mind. So right now, how much ranked are you playing per day? How much coaching are you getting per day? How much scrimmaging are you getting per day? And how often are you self-VOD reviewing?
Okay. I don't really self-VOD that much unless I've gotten like coaching recently. But because
Okay.
I've been getting a lot of coaching, I've been doing a lot of self-VODing. So my self-VODing is more like I'll play a game, we'll lose. I will look at like a couple of fights and say, oh, this is what I should have done better. But I'll do like maybe like 2 or 3 maps of that a day because my
Okay.
lobbies are like really challenging for me right now. It's really good.
Yeah.
I'm scrimming 2 hours a day. I'd say like 5 days a week. Because my team is like really grindy.
Yeah.
I'd say I'm getting around 2 hours of coaching a day.
Okay.
On the days that I'm getting coaching, maybe 6 days a week. I'm
So
playing
these are 2 sessions or just 1 2-hour session?
2 sessions. 2 sessions.
2-hour. And these are with the same coach?
No, generally not. No.
Okay. How do you get different coaches? Are these your team's coach? You said Chimansi is your team's coach?
Yeah, Jermaine's my team's coach, and then my team's manager introduced me to someone named Cal, who
Okay.
is like plays the same heroes as me, but as like a higher level, and
Yeah.
they'll like look for my gameplay. They also do
Okay.
coaching as well. So.
Okay. This is like a daily thing for both of those usually?
Yeah, not always daily for Cal, but I also get votes from John underscore sometimes.
Yep,
Like on
yep.
stream as well.
Okay, sounds good. Keep going then. And in terms of ranked.
Yeah, in ranked, I mean, just for 3 years, I've been playing ranked like 6 to 10 hours a day, like almost every day.
6 to 10 hours. And Kovacs warm up.
Yeah, last season I was doing Covax like an hour because I was just farming mechanics, but this season
Yeah.
just like 30 minutes to get like
Yeah,
one.
makes sense.
And then I'll do like in game like 15 minutes, like just EKC E6 or B23
Yeah.
to like get my Widow nice and my Tracer nice and stuff.
Okay. All right, so this is what I'm going to be honest with you with. You are beyond anything what's considered even reasonably normal for training time. And that includes
Yeah.
everything. Now, what I'm not going to do, like I said, is I'm not going to gatekeep you and say that this is not going to work. This is not what's allowed to work for you. But I'm just going to give you a little bit of advice for something to keep an eye on. Number 1, keep an eye on the amount of sleep that you're getting. How much sleep do you get per day?
8 hours.
Okay, then we're good to go. That's really good to hear. Okay, that's
Yeah.
obviously the
If
most
I don't
important
get
thing.
sleep, I just go to bed.
Good,
Yeah.
good,
I get
good.
the stream, so like, you know, I don't have to show up at like a certain time. or
Sure,
whatever.
sure. Okay, we're good to hear. The other thing that you're going to need to consider is the quality of hours and quantity of hours. Have you ever heard of the term deliberate practice?
Yes.
Okay. What
I
is
watched a
deliberate
video about you on this actually.
see,
Yeah,
see,
I remember.
see.
I saw like your video where you're like, if you're gonna grind for like 8 hours in a day, just try really hard for 2 hours or like 3 hours, 4 hours, and let yourself like autopilot and run it down. or
Sure,
whatever.
sure,
Like,
sure,
just
sure.
whatever.
Have you been able to apply that one reasonably well?
No, not at all.
Okay. Something to keep in mind. See, this is where, okay, you know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna cut the crap for a second. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. What is working for you right now may or may not run out of gas at some point in time. So you just need to keep that in mind and be very, very aware of that. The first thing that I would see you need to be very careful about is the amount of feedback that you're getting right now. Because when we're talking about like actually being able to apply stuff that you're working on, it takes a lot of practice to be able to apply a little bit of feedback. And every little bit of feedback that you get is going to demand another more amount of practice. And so the problem with getting as much coaching as you're getting is that I assume your coaches are doing a good job keeping it concise and giving you specific goals, which is great. But I don't care if you're getting coaching from Coach Krusty himself. If it's 2 hours per day, you're talking about 14 hours of feedback, which is a monstrous amount of feedback, goals, ideas, concepts, without an amount of rank to actually be able to internalize that. So is it a negative thing? No, of course not. It's been the turning point for you. However,
Yeah.
diminishing returns. So
Okay.
the
I mean, I'm worried. Are you recommending I get less VOD?
yes, I would prefer less VOD and more time actually spent training on that VOD.
What do you mean by that? Like more time playing ranked?
Sure.
I'm already playing a shit ton of ranked.
Sure, sure. So then you know what? Don't do anything more.
But I'm streaming.
Sure. So stream, play for fun. But what we have right now is you have 2 hours of coaching per day.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, not every day. Not every day.
Okay. So maybe not every day. Then you have a self-VOD review. Okay, a little bit. And you have extensive ranked. This is what I would say as being an optimal structure for you. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Question for you. Could you spend a period of time in your ranked play, let's say the first 2 or 3 hours, with extra intense focus?
Like more than I do right now?
No. Just take the first half of your ranked play and give it extra attention and focus with the stuff that you're given from the coaching.
I mean, yeah, usually like I start the day with like some notes that I have from like the night before or the day before, like with coaching, and I'm like focusing on applying it. Perfect.
Okay, that's excellent. Do you still have energy? When do you scrimmage? Do you scrimmage after stream?
Yeah, I scrim 8 to 10 generally.
Okay, brilliant. And do you still feel like you have enough energy to be able to complete that one out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, then we're good to go. Honestly, mate, you might just be a freak of nature. You might be a freak of nature. Or you might be burning candles on both ends of the.
I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. Literally, my entire life is like dedicated to the game. So it's not like I'm doing like work and school and then grinding like crazy. It's like my job and my hobby and my side gig. It's all Overwatch.
Yeah,
you know?
I got you. But you also have to understand that, like, if we're talking about legitimate professional musicians are generally only like consciously like hard practicing for 4 hours a day, and these are like concert level, the greatest in the history of the universe, right? And then they spend other hours playing, but it's a lot more chill, right? You are like fully on for an ungodly amount of time.
Well, I don't know about that. Have you ever seen my stream before? I don't know if you've like watched it at all.
I have not. Oh, okay, I have, but not enough.
That's the thing. I definitely spend a period of time every day absolutely running it down on ladder.
Okay.
I know I sound like a gameplay streamer, but it's only very recently that I've become like better at the game.
I see.
I'm a streamer, right? Like first and foremost before everything. I very actively, very often drool out of my mouth, my brain leaks out of my ears, and I talk to chat about like why hot dogs are like worse than hamburgers.
Sure.
Like in like a GM lobby.
We can agree with that. Yeah. Okay, then we're good to go. Like I said, I want to be a little bit of someone who questions what you're doing, just so you put some thought into it. But obviously, I don't know what's going to work best for you. And I think obviously what you're doing is working right now. But obviously, what got you to where you are now isn't necessarily is going to get to where you want to be. So we want to make sure that as long as you have the energy to give it full effort in scrims, as long as you are not getting overwhelmed with the amount of feedback and ideas that you're getting and you're implementing them properly, and as long as you're getting that extra little bit of rank time, there was that 1-2 hour session of rank where you were like actually completely tuned in, fully able to focus, practicing whatever the coaches have given you, then we're good to go. If you could check those boxes and you're still able to give enough energy to goof off with chat, play 4 or 5 more hours of rank, whatever, then we're good to go. I'm not going to tell you what you can and can't do. I'm just cautioning you to be very careful, understanding the general human limits of how much effort and focus that you can give, and make sure that you're spending those tokens where they matter the most.
Okay. I mean, real talk, I think I'm doing like a pretty good job of like.
Good for you then. Good for you. I'm sure you are. And obviously it's paying off as well, right? Obviously it's paying off. Right. Okay. So, do you have any questions so far?
Nope.
Okay, so then my question for you, last question before we can actually look at a code here, is as of recently, what do you think is an aspect of your gameplay, like the code you just sent me, what do you think is your lowest hanging fruit for thing that you need to continue to improve on? Is it just better positioning, continue to do the things that you're already doing, or is it something else that you think is holding you back?
Man, it's a bit tough. I'm just like garbage across the board. Like everything but my Widowmaker, I think is like below average for like my rank.
Okay.
But yeah, I think the main thing on Widowmaker is like knowing what angles that I'm able to take at what time. And like, I don't know, like who I should be shooting at and stuff.
Sure.
I get really tunnel visioned on every hero, but especially on Widowmaker, I have crazy tunnel vision.
What does tunnel vision mean, please? Or how do you define it?
I just like get locked in on something and I forget, like there will be a Sigma in front of me, but if I'm looking at the Baptiste, I don't even notice the Sigma on my screen.
So what have you done to try and address that, or have you not been able to?
I mean, I'm just trying to figure out, like, I guess where to stand, like, as Widowmaker.
Sure. But that doesn't really help with tunnel vision, right? Because you're still going to have other things that you need to tunnel. If you...
Yeah, no, I just get crazy tunneled. I don't really know what to do about it.
Right. Okay, we'll talk about it. Is that something that comes up in this replay code? to your knowledge?
I'm sure. Actually, yeah, it does. It does. Yes,
Okay,
it does.
brilliant,
They have
brilliant.
a Junkrat one trick, and it's Circuit Royale.
Yeah.
And he kicks my ass.
Okay.
Because I get tunneled. So.
Brilliant. Well, we'll get an opportunity to talk about it then. Okay. Do you have any other questions then?
Nope.
Okay. Have you gotten coaching on Widowmaker recently?
Yeah, surely.
What are some things that you were given to work on?
Kind of the concept of like clearing a lane and then taking a lane. So like, I know that I own a lane, I know where the enemy team is on the map, and then knowing, okay, I'm gonna go clear this area next, and then I'm gonna go clear this area next, right? Like kind of taking it in segments.
Sure.
And space I like have control of or whatever. That's what I've been
Sure, absolutely. Okay, yeah. I mean, Widow is all about like taking the best side that you possibly can, and I like the way that you were saying there, like clearing lanes. Like it's obviously a lot about like getting picks, but a lot of it is actually just when you control a sight line, you actually put an immense amount of pressure on the enemy team. So a lot of that changes depending on whether you're in a Widow duel or not, because if there's a Widow duel, that becomes your priority to win, so you might have to do some cheeky things. But besides that, you're playing it like an IRL sniper. You control a sight lane, control an angle, you put pressure on the enemy team without even necessarily hitting a shot. All right, what I want you to do is holler if you have any questions. I will pause, and then let's get into this. I'm going to ask a lot of questions of you, so get ready.
Okay, that's good, because the more questions you ask, the less likely I am to open Twitter.
Maybe I should just like let out a blood-curdling shriek every few seconds, just to make sure that
No, I think you shouldn't do that, actually.
Okay,
I think the question thing is fine.
I'll
Also,
see.
it's like really blurry for me,
Okay,
the footage.
okay. Would it be better if you streamed it, and then I could comment over your head back? Because I have Discord.
Nah, I can deal with it, actually.
No, okay. But I don't mind, you know. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you know if they are on Widowmaker?
No.
You saw a shot there, right? So I assume so. So,
I saw the shot. Okay, I can't see the shot.
let me ask you a question. Widowmaker knows where you're at right now, right?
Sure, yeah.
So do you know where she is at exactly?
No.
Okay, so who has the advantage in the duel?
Her.
So be very careful, right? Even this right here, do you see this Venomine here?
Yeah.
You just have reconfirmed what angle that you're going to peek from. So then this becomes no longer a question of mechanics. If you die here, it's going to be a question of who took the more intelligent duel. That Widow is going to be able to win this 1v1 just because she knows where you are and you don't know where she is. So let's see. Even this peek right here, a little bit greedy because you just swung a little wide, right? Be careful. This is good pressure though, as long as that Widow can't see. I love Widowmakers so much. There's so much thought process that goes into the hero. It's actually amazing.
Kappa or real?
No, real. Ha, real.
Okay,
Now let me ask you a
interesting.
question. Do you know where that Widowmaker is now? You've heard a couple of shots. Let me actually turn up the game audio just a tad. You've heard a couple of shots from the top right at this point in time, right? So you have a pretty good idea of where she is. So what can you do at this point in time?
I mean, okay, so what I've been focusing on is just not giving the enemy Widowmaker value by just not peeking her ever and killing her team instead for fun.
I see. When is that a good play?
If my team isn't peeking the Widow.
Sure. So you can control, if you have a good position like this, like you can control their backline, then you're like, why do I need to even take the duel, right? But
Exactly.
if you know where she is, right? What's a way that you can get an advantage in the duel? If you peek this here, you could grapple, right? Now you know where she is. If you grapple, theoretically, she doesn't know where you are, so you have an advantage in the duel, correct? If you lose this duel, it is not because you didn't take it intelligently. It's because you're bad and you need to get good.
Exactly. No, that's just my Widowmaker. I'm pretty confident I hit scan. I aim from like crazy. I do have like thousands of hours in the game, but my aim is also ass on top of like.
Okay. So then you want to be an Overwatch League player, correct? Let me ask you a question. If an Overwatch League Widow knows where the enemy Widow is, and they don't know, and you could adjust your position to where she doesn't know where you are, do you think that would that Overwatch League Widowmaker is going to take that duel?
No, of course they would. Of course they would.
So take
the
the
thing
duel.
is, even though that's my goal, if I don't have the mechanical ability right now to hit the shot on the Widowmaker, and I'm going for it on purpose, I'm not really making my aim better. I'm just going for a shot on a person when it's better. Like, it's the better play objectively for me to like just look at her team. Is it not?
Well, I mean, are you playing to win this game? Or are you playing to improve your aim? I mean, I would disagree that if we're trying to practice this shot, the best way to practice this shot is to practice this shot.
So I just like fuck it. Like, if I hit it, I'm good. If I don't hit it, I need to hit it next time.
Well, let me put it this way: if you don't hit the shot, it was still an intelligent duel, right? Because you had the advantage in the duel, correct? She doesn't know where you are. You know where she is. That's what you should do. If you are equally skilled, you win this duel. So take the duel. I'm not telling you to take force ego every duel, but when you have an advantage in the duel, that's what an Overwatch League Widow would do. So you need to take the duel.
Right now, I'm being kind of like a coward, is what you're saying. I'm being a little bit of a P-word.
Right. You're too scared to take it. Now, I'm not saying just grapple off of cooldown, but this is an advantageous duel. An intelligent player would take this duel because her crosshair has to move so much more than yours does. And even if you miss the shot, you're still going to be fine, right? Most likely, she's not going to hit the shot. You reset, you do it again. So
I bet I probably take the shot here. I'm not even kidding.
I bet you could too. I bet you could too. So yes, you can zone backline here, but I think the better play here would be to go for the grapple shot. That's my personal opinion. Because you know where she is. That's why. And when I said Widowmaker is such a fun hero to coach when it comes to like these kind of things, this is what I'm talking about. Now, this is stupid, respectfully. Because you don't know where this Widow is. Now, it's been at least 10 seconds since you've heard her shoot last. You have no idea where she is, do you?
You think she left? She rotated out?
I think so. My gut sang it. I don't know, but my gut sang it. Let's find out. Yeah, she did. Check it.
Uh-oh. Damn, that's crazy.
Check it.
I missed my opportunity.
You missed your opportunity. So now this grapple is what we call, this is a horrible term, a dry grapple. You have no idea where she is. So who has the advantage in the duel now?
Neither of us.
Neither of us, right? If anything, she could maybe predict a grapple shot here because she knows that you can't peek down there, right? So nobody does. So why grapple? You see what I'm saying?
No reason. I told it.
Right. You did. But that's okay. I can make an argument that grappling for an off angle on their backline was pretty cute, as long as you don't peek the Widow.
Maybe I didn't peek the Widow, but I don't know where she is, so I don't know that I'm not peeking her. That's the problem.
That's true. That's true. And also, maybe the Sigma pushes you. Nope, we're good. All right. Something to consider.
Oh, this might be the tunnel vision thing I was talking about.
Maybe. Nicely done. Nicely done. Now, do you know where that Widow is?
I don't know. It's reading chat.
Ooh.
Oh, I do know where she is.
Okay,
Excellent.
okay, you did. Nicely done. She certainly was not expecting that, right? She's not expecting it. Easiest shot in the history of the universe. That's
she was
thing.
standing still, so yes, it was.
Do you know Ons? Right?
Yes.
Ons, whatever. Let me tell you something. Whenever we played up against Ons in scrimmages on Gibraltar, I'm always talking about this. Ons was legitimately like horror game material because you never knew where this guy was. It was always unpredictable. It was impossible to predict where he was. And that's how he won the majority of his duels. His mechanics obviously were phenomenal, but he was so unpredictable and creepy with how he positioned. It was so hard to beat him in duels because of this. That's what you need to aspire to be. Get the mechanics, obviously, yes. But also, be so intelligent and weird and unpredictable with your positioning in raw Widow duels. That's how you win.
Okay, so you would consider me know where the Widow is and then instantly going for like a hook shot. That's creepy.
That's
like
creepy.
A creepy
Play. That's
I like that.
That's scare game material. That's scare game material. It's the jump. It's like when that Widow died right there. What do you think her response was? Watch it from her POV, right?
Like that.
She thinks you're in the back. She thinks you're in the back, right? Oh, what the?
He yelped. Like, he yelped. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, exactly. And that means you succeeded, right? You made it an easy shot for yourself. That's what we want. All right, this is fine. Unfortunate, it happens.
Oops.
I mean, it happens, so. Okay, questionable Bob, but okay. Sure. You know, this is not even necessarily about the Widow duel, but you're thinking I can avoid the Widow duel and to get an angle on their backline. I'm fine with that, right? Okay. Now.
Okay, this is kind of gross to me actually. I don't really like this for me because.
All right, talk to me.
If the Widow's back,
yes.
right?
Yes.
I know they're all top, right?
Yes.
Okay, I don't kill a junk right here.
Yes.
He is still alive. I missed my shot. Now because I'm here and I don't have anything, I can't really safely rotate.
No, you can't.
So if their junk rat, who is Flame himself, wants to do a funny Flame himself thing on top of my head, I can't do anything about it.
No, you can't.
Also, the Widowmaker can see me.
No, you can't. No, you can't. So risk versus reward. You went for a high risk play, high reward play. The Sigma shifts it. That's it. You know, unfortunate. But at the same time, if you had hit that shot, we would have been like, oh, what a great play. You killed the Junkrat, right? A little bit unlucky, a little bit unfortunate. Let's keep watching. Now, I do agree, probably not the best play, but one thing that you're going to have to understand, especially with the amount of coaching that you're getting, it's all about the low-hanging fruit. If you obsess over every single detail, you're not going to be able to put enough attention onto the big things that you need to improve on, right? So was that grapple wise? It was okay, but it wasn't the worst thing that we've seen yet, right?
Yes.
Unfortunate. But ultimately, yes, your positioning didn't really get you a lot of favors, right? It was a little rough. Okay, we're being a little unpredictable, right? Nobody would expect the Widow to peek here, right? Surely. Nobody expects. Everyone expects this or here, right? So, cute. We love to see it. Right?
Oh, is this not standard? Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. I just copied this from someone in ranked.
That's
Like,
okay. How do you think people learn?
I mean, yeah.
You copy people, and then you end up figuring out things on your own, and then somebody copies you, right? And then every single time somebody copies, the game gets better and better and better because more people learn more things. That's how learning happens. Don't worry about saying don't feel bad because you learned how to read from your teacher, from your parents, right? You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't feel bad. I'm just saying I didn't know it was a weird angle.
Nah, you're good. You're good. So here's a question for you. So she doesn't have sights to mirror.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's kind of playing games with you. This is actually really smart of her. She doesn't knows that she can't take the duel, so she's just gonna waste your time. What should you do right now? Where should you be?
I should just go look at her team because she's not gonna
why
pick
not?
me.
Why not?
Unless she has a crazy ego.
Just sit here, right? Just sit here. Just sit here, right? Because she's keeping you busy, and then you end up grappling to a sight lane that doesn't feel super good. Because the sight lane was cute at the beginning, not so cute now. There's the sights. Now you know where she is. Sights expired, she's dead. Okay, let's walk. Uh-oh. Nice. Greatest of all time. Tragic? No.
Oh, my Widowmaker's ass.
No, you're fine. You're hitting shots.
Oh, surely. For sure.
No, you're good.
But I miss Sigmas on the regular.
I mean, it's fine. He's moving well. This fight was lost as soon as your Ram died, though, to be honest with you. It's fine. Like, we're, again, low-hanging fruit, right? Low-hanging fruit. Not the end of the world. Now, they're on the juicy Torbjorn. So, what is the only thing you should be worried about right now? Is there a Tracer? No. Sombra? No. Widowmaker? No. Ball? No. So what do you focus on?
You're gonna hate what I do here.
Oh, sure I am. But what's the only thing you should focus on?
I mean, I just gotta play really far away and just own them.
Yeah,
it's not,
just control the sight lane.
They cannot kill me.
Yeah, just control the sight lane. Like we were talking about earlier, your coach was talking about lanes. Just control. Take the best lane, the best sight lane that you can. Play the game. Let's check it. Maybe. Here's a question for you.
Okay.
What's the best position that you could be right now?
Bro, I don't know. I hate circuit second.
I don't know either.
Okay.
I don't know
Real
either.
talk,
Let's
I think I could have grappled a
brainstorm.
little bit higher and hit like a stupid shot. I kind of fudged my grapple a bit.
Yeah.
And now I'm in a weird spot.
Yeah.
Okay. The issue with this corner is there's just a drunk rat hanging out over there.
Sure. So what do you think?
Bro, this blows. I don't know. I don't have an angle.
I don't know either. I don't know. Think of something. Surely where you're at now isn't the absolute best sightline that you could get, right?
Okay, let me think for 1 second. Yeah, honestly, the only place I would go different is just kind of chill, like where my Mercy is instead. But
Okay,
it's like
sure.
Literally
Just
the same sight line. It's
basically the same sight line, but a little bit
But there's a
further.
corner.
But a little bit right,
Yeah.
and a little bit further, right? So just a minor thing. Now, this is where we call to a term called I learned this from London and from the previous coach of the Toronto Defiant, KDG. Okay, and we talk about something called CCTV Widow, where you just take the best sight line to cover the most possible space. This position right here doesn't feel great, but it gives you the best vantage point to put out the absolute most pressure. From here, you can do whatever you want. Now, if you wanted to go super risky mode, you could have saved your grapple, trot, and you could have grappled all the way over here. Would it be feeding? Yes, probably, but high risk, high reward. Something to consider. But yeah, I agree with you. This position is this point is rough, but surely we can do better than where we're at right now. Surely we're in Sigma shot range. We can't see anything what's happening on our right. Surely we can do better than where we're at right now. Do you see this? You're having to move you have to check right. That's a problem.
Yeah.
You can't even spend half the game scope because you're too close. Play your range, right? See? Look at you.
This is the pedal play.
Yeah, I love to see it.
I have pedal in my chat right now. Tell me to just flank.
But look what you did. Look what you did. Zen's AFK. Bat falls back. We love to see it, right? Nice job. Nice job. The only problem here is where you grapple to, right? Cute.
Okay.
But look at where you end up. No. Where would you go?
This is a bit tough. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, it is.
I guess I don't know. I'm in like a rush to grapple, so I'm scared the sports are gonna kill me. I think if I walk, like if I try to walk upstairs,
You're gonna die.
their Sigma can kill me.
Oh yeah.
So I think this might just be like a timing issue more than like a. Like, I think if I did this earlier, this is so much better.
Sure.
But the Sigma's up now, and I'm in their back line
Sure.
for fun.
Sure. What if you
So
grappled back?
I
What if you
cannot-
grappled up the stairs instead?
Where do I grapple to?
Just here. Here, right here.
I mean, yeah, I guess I can just grapple.
Probably
to
better.
Mercedes and try to run.
Or commit to it. Grapple even further. Get even further in their back line. I don't know. Something to consider. Because this ain't it. You know?
Yeah, this is really ugly.
Right. All right. Lovely buzz. We try to res. Doesn't work. We go cast.
Okay, this is really bad. So this is me being like, I'm scared of this lobby. We lose a point for this, by the way. This is me like,
Shocking.
I'm scared of this lobby. If they're not playing Widowmaker, I don't need to play Widow either. But even if I'm dog, I can just run the lobby because I'm on Widowmaker.
That's the thing. It's like it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's like what we talked about when you're too cowardly to take the Widowmaker duel. Well, how are you going to get better at dominating the lobby when you actively choose something that's a little bit safer? But ultimately, if you're going to be an Overwatch League Widowmaker, you need to dominate third point Circuit Royale. That's a good point for Widow. What are you doing? Right?
Yeah.
Be
I'm just
brave,
not giving
right?
myself practice on purpose. Like, I'm
Exactly,
fooling myself.
exactly. Be brave with it. Be brave with it. You know, like you're already brave enough as it is. Like, look at all the Twitter crap that you're getting and how you're dealing with that. You know what I'm saying? You can deal it. You can.
That's not.
Well, I mean, okay. You know what it is though. Like people are saying some like really rude things about you, and you're dealing with it, and you're rolling with it, and now you're top 500. Screw those guys. Now to stop getting bullied in top 500 lobbies that you belong in. You belong
All right,
in.
okay. Oh yeah, this is top 500 gameplay according to Coach Spilo.
What
I'm
is
making
it?
Twitter posts about that too. This is top 500 Widowmaker gameplay
Yes,
according to
it
Coach
is.
Spilo. I have the Coach
It
Spilo
is.
seal of approval. That's in the Twitter bio now.
It
Unfortunately,
is. It's
You,
top 500
Coach
Widowmaker
Spilo.
gameplay. There's nothing that I've seen here that has been actively trolling the lobby. You need to be more intelligent with your duels. You need to be more intelligent with your cover usage. But besides that, okay. So I'm skipping the cast gameplay, not because I don't want to see cast, but because I want to stay in a consistent theme here. Let's stay in Widowmaker. All right?
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
All right. Now, they've made it easy for you. Do you see that they swapped off of Widowmaker here, too?
Uh-huh.
I mean, look.
That guy's just like me.
They went toward, right?
Yeah.
Widow diff, I guess. So just pick the best sightline that you can. This is a great sightline. This is the CCTV, right? So theoretically, they can't hold high ground anymore. Okay, so let's see. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Oh, that lamp. Haha. Nice. Perfect. You just gave your team first point. I hope you realize that, by the way. Check it. All of them completely bail. Look at their positions and look at their poor Ramatra. Do you see their positions and do you see their Ramatra?
Yeah, the room gets to explode for fun.
That's you.
No.
You did that. You did that. Okay? And you hit one shot, you took the best position, and you win the fight off of it. Nice. Okay. Nice. Junkrat trap eliminated. And look what they just swapped to as well. You're bullying them. They're on ball
Damn.
now. All right.
friend
Now
Brad is
here's the
running this
deal.
lobby.
This is where we're gonna get super in-depth, advanced micro. All right, or
Okay,
macro
okay.
rather.
Perfect,
Ready? Right.
perfect.
What is compare ball to Sigma?
Yeah.
What's the big difference between the two?
We have a bunch of poke and we have a shield.
Yes.
And they do not.
Okay.
And I continue to be on Widowmaker and they do not have a shield.
Okay.
So
Okay. Is when is ball dangerous and when is ball not dangerous?
ball's dangerous when he slams on you.
Yes. And when is ball not dangerous?
When he's not slamming on you.
Right. So let me put you a theoretical scenario. When ball is slamming on you, are you at risk? Are you in danger?
Yes.
When ball is finished his slam and failed, hopefully, and is now disengaging because he's discorded or lit up, right? Then are you in danger?
No.
No, your Sigma is patient and consistent. The ball is not. The ball goes in cycles, your Sigma does not. So when ball is out, you do whatever the heck you want. When ball is setting up, careful. It's that simple. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going. So the problem here is not even the initial positioning. The problem here is I see ball rolling in. We'd miss a shot. Actually, what? I don't have a problem at all with what's happening. You handle this one well. You took a pot shot, ball's in. Now, the funny thing about the slam is it's usually not the slam itself that kills you. It's the follow-up to the slam, right? But let me ask you a question, right? Who can see the follow-up to the slam right now?
Yeah, I know. I'm LOSing his team.
You're completely LOSing this team. So there is no follow-up to the slam. Now, what's going to happen to this ball's HP? Let's pay very close attention. Slam. Bam, 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 bam. Now he's low. Now, your team gets rolled. But whose fault was that? Was that your fault?
No.
No? Why do your Ashe and Mercy die? Uh-oh. They don't LOS. Do you see that?
Yeah.
So there are some fights where you're just going to go GG's, go next, right? But I'm very pleased with how we played this one. Keep going. Remember, loading. Oh, I almost skipped the juice.
The juice.
I almost missed it. I'm having to use that term now because
Oh, I could have. I'm putting my montage.
Oh!
No, it's not done. No, keep going.
I have to make it really boring though. That's my job as a coach.
No, you gotta let it run and then go back. You have to.
Okay.
It's really important you let it run and then you go back.
Okay.
You have to watch.
My bad.
You have to watch.
Yes.
Because this is not the clip. I don't think you understand. This is not the clip. This is the clip. Ready? That's it. That's a clip.
Oh, that's a good. That was really good. That was really well done.
Okay,
Nice
so
job. Nice job. Okay, so let me tell you. Well, let me ask you. Why did this work? How did you not just immediately die? You wasted your grapple, right? No, obviously not. But why did this work? Wait for it. Do you see? No adaptive shields, no HP, not staged, right? Window of opportunity, window for aggression, window for pop off is there, and you hit it. Nice job. Bang. Whammo. Survive. Balls out. Walk. You need healing, obviously. That's priority. Nice. Do you know what did you see what he tried to do there? With my 3-pixel stream? Watch this. I'm pretty sure I saw what he tried to do there. I knew it.
Nah, Misa knows, bro.
I knew
he knows something I don't.
He tried. What a little rat. How aggressive can you play right now?
I just get to int. I was just calling that on mic. Feed.
Yep. We're up one, but also you just saw ball slam. You saw ball shields. You see ball position. You were totally free to do. You could use grapple aggressively if you wanted to here too.
No, I can shift on a ball and I can SMG him all the way. And
yeah. And not even that. You could have grapple shot this in if you wanted to, right? No punishment whatsoever.
I could have done a little spin.
You could have done a 360. Yeah. Now be careful now. Well, not only because of this, but also because ball theoretically has... Yep, there he is. He's got cooldowns again. So just be careful. Be careful. Nice. And the headshot. Well done. Little 180, little 360. We love to see it. I think I would like this position better... Right here. Why? You tell me.
I don't really need to LOS anyone on their team because if they're running, it's just better sideline.
Right. Agreed. Let's keep going. Stop shooting ball, please. Respectfully.
He's so fat. He's like a...
He's super fat. But this is what we need to be shooting, right?
That's a good point. It's just I play a lot of Kovacs, you know. He looks. I'm kind of.
Yeah. Oh, let's just enjoy this sightline for us. Oh no, this is so good. Like you're killing me. You know what I'm saying? You're just not very good at shooting a big ball. It just doesn't work. There it is. Most broken ability in Overwatch, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
You really think that?
Of course, it's way better than Discord Orb, better than Lamp, better than Suzu. Anybody who thinks otherwise is crazy. No. Venomine. Venomine is the greatest.
Oh.
It's the most powerful. I'm messing with you.
Oh, okay.
Why are you allowed to do this and not dying because you don't have a grapple versus ball?
Just no win. Also, ball's so far back. I'm inside of my team now.
Right.
If he slams on me, I'm invincible.
Right. Also. That's a hitbox right there.
Yes, it is.
Okay, yeah, this is totally fine because Oh, the ball's positioning. Nice. And you even did it with your Sigma too. Very good. Top 500 gameplay, by the way. Imposter Cinder, by the way. You ever heard of Imposter Cinder?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I cherry picked this game because I hit shots in this lobby. I have little lobbies where I go like 4 and 11.
Shame on you, but that's okay.
This is cherry picked. Well, I want to show off to your viewers. I want
got
viewers, by the way. I stream every day.
I don't think you have to.
Twitch.tv/Sunshinebread.
I don't think you have to plug yourself. I think everybody knows who you are and how good you are.
Oh yeah, surely.
You ever heard of imposter syndrome?
Yeah, I get it. I get told I have that a lot.
Okay. Maybe there's a reason you get told it a lot. Maybe. Let's actually look at the sites here. Oh, this is fine. Okay, never mind. I was completely tunneling. I tunneled and you didn't. The irony, you guys. Okay, now ball set up, right? Be careful. Nice. Please demand healing. Please demand healing. I know, I hear you. There you go. Ball just used slam, so the window of opportunity is free.
You can read my mind.
Yeah.
Gotta troll my grapple though.
Yeah, you did. That being said, you're still zoning the entire backline. The card's still moving, right? Ball's just getting toasted theoretically. Good. Good.
I think here I'm just making the int as well.
So this is something that you need to do a better job of. So this is something I actually worked out recently with a Widow player. This is ego, and this needs to not happen right here. When you see this, you do not scope. You avoid the slam, you avoid the boop, and you avoid the follow-up. Remember the LOS rule? Where should you be? You should not be scoped in, first off, but where should you be?
I mean, I can just go play stairs real quick and then...
Right. Just rotate left here. You cannot do this. You don't do any damage to this hero. Yeah, or stairs, but left here just to avoid. Like, look at this position here. You see? No follow-up.
Yeah, I understand.
Right? But you can't do this. I wouldn't even bother SMGing. I would focus solely on moving out of LOS, because if you die here, it's not going to be through slam. It's going to be through, I think, is this. There's the Discord. Yep, there's the body shot right there. Right? Not great. I wouldn't even scope in here. Focus solely on living. Solely on living. And then as soon as ball is out, you ego. N, ego. Or in, save, out, ego. That over and over and over and over again. Nice shot. Nothing like headshotting a Junkrat at 1 HP. See, now you're just dunking on him just because you can, right? You didn't even need to dunk on him, right? I like it. You're killing me. You're killing me. Same thing, right? You don't know where ball is. No information. So how aggressive should you be?
I should just chill.
Right. And what does chill mean? Does that mean sit back here? No.
I mean, I could like play card.
You could, but you don't have to.
I could like chill stairs and hold like all the main right side stairs right there. Because I don't need to play any cover because of what they're running, so I can just like AFK this lane, clear the lane, know where ball is,
just
and then
support
go
LOS, right? And then as soon as this guy's out, you chill. This is stupid. And the problem with that is when you play stupid early, you don't play aggressively enough when you need to. Because now the ball is being dealt with, right? So you should theoretically be playing aggressively, right? But you can't. Why not?
I have no CDs.
You have no CDs. You're getting healed. You're running away. You should be running in. You're running away because you're 1 HP. You don't have your CDs. So right now, ball is out. You have an opportunity to go aggressive, but you can't. Now, it's not really going to be a big factor in this fight. I'm just being annoying for the sake of being annoying. But it is an important habit that we need to consider. Especially with how much ball is being played in the ladder right now. You got to know this. All right. Too close. Way too close. No scouting on ball. No scouting on Genji. Too close. Not playing to your hero's strengths. Play back here. Get information. Ball's out. Genji's out. Get information on them. Then make your decision accordingly. And also, ball's got his cooldowns back, doesn't he? Goodbye. We get out. Brilliant. So this spot right here, honestly, just chill right here.
Yeah, I'm just owning.
Yeah, just
I bet
chill.
I rotate though. I bet money I rotate for no reason.
I promise you, with your position right now, the cart's gonna get all the way to here. And then when the cart gets here, then we gotta sweat a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we gotta rotate here and open up the flank behind. But right now, we get free cart push for days. Days and days and days. I actually don't even think sights is necessary here, because let me ask you something. Where are your threats right now?
Top right.
Top
I know where they are.
You know where they
right
are.
main, like the only people that are gonna hurt me. This is
Right, there's no-
unnecessary because
right.
they're never gonna peek.
Right, exactly. There's no duel. There's no threats within your range. Just chill, because you're really gonna want. Now, you're gonna go aggressive with your sights here, so I respect it. But obviously, you can see the problem here, right? Once again, they can get on top of you like that. It's too easy. Too easy. Now we walk. That's good. Balls out. Walk. Nice. Unfortunate. Nice shot. Would have been nice to have been full HP before that happened. You know what I'm saying? Oh!
Where's my goat?
Oh.
No, see, it's interactions like this that lead me to like SMG and like egoing the ball.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm not really
yeah.
used to playing against ball players that can punish me for that yet.
Yeah. Okay. Now, ball Genji,
Yeah.
and you're here.
This blows.
So,
I mean,
yes.
I poke here and then I get out. But
Yes. Yeah. Well. Time for a second. So there are rules, and then there are times to break the rules. So, what is the safe, smart, intelligent play in terms of positioning here, please?
no main.
Just stay main and see CTV. Remember, control the angle on main. Just sit here, play the cover, maybe Widowmine up top for a little bit of scouting information on their flank, and then just sit. Expect the ball to come for you, expect the Genji to come for you, and just control space, easy push cart, cap, everybody cheers, right? Now, what if you want to ego? How do you execute an ego play, high risk, high reward play? When do you peak? Where do you peak? What do you peak on?
So I have a couple of options.
Yes.
I can be really sneaky here, be really
Yes.
quiet.
Oh, yes.
Live in their walls.
Yes.
What was the word you used? Spooky? What
Yes.
Bronze?
Spooky, scary,
Was it spooky?
creepy.
Creepy. I could be really creepy, and I could just crouch here,
Yes.
AFK, look at my tank, look at their like things with the wall.
Listen for Zen.
Wait when they start shooting.
Yes.
Yeah, and then I can pounce on them.
Yes.
Like a blast on
You
their
can
heads.
sit like here, you know, and just sit behind the counter. You know what I'm saying? So, if you're going to do this, I want you to do it right. I'm not going to discourage you from going for feed aggressive plays. That's the killer instinct that you need to succeed as a DPS player in Overwatch League. But are you going to do it intelligently?
No, I'm just gonna shoot them for fun.
You're
Like
going to
here.
give away your position with Widowmine.
Yeah.
You're going to start shooting early.
Sure.
And then even if you don't die here, how much of a factor are you this fight?
I'm literally out of the fight for fun.
Literally out of the fight for fun. And now we're back in main after we've already allowed them to chronically take space. Okay, so.
Yeah.
Yes, not great. Okay, Widowmine. Yep. Ball's in. Ball doesn't hit us. We ego. We don't quite get the shot that we want. We back out. Very good. Very good. Now we walk. Ball has cooldown soon. Be careful. Ooh! Nice. Ball is engaging over here. Now we ego. Now we just chill. And when you're here as Widowmaker, everything aligns. Now you're just playing Kovacs. Shoot what you shoot. Well, eventually. I wouldn't even bother. Just be aware of him, but just keep shooting card. Oh! Put too much attention on him. Forgot about. Oh no! I know what's coming. No, I don't know what's coming. I don't know what's coming. I was not expecting that. Okay, what happened here?
Okay, so I think the ghost of my diamond path came to haunt me right there. I think in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go play on left now for fun because that's where they're chilling and they're LOSing me. Instead of just controlling the space that I already own.
Can I ask you a question? So going for this position here as Widowmaker, high risk, high reward, right? When would this work?
Not right
we
now.
talked about creepy, spooky. Okay, let's shift the conversation a little bit to composition. Enemy composition. What composition will allow you to do things like this?
For us or for them?
For them.
Bro, I have no idea.
Okay, think about it. What contested you when you tried to take a flank earlier?
Oh, it was Genji.
Genji.
So, a non-mobile comp.
Yeah. See, you're not an idiot. Yes, exactly. That's it, exactly. Right? So, your Ghost of Diamonds passed. Yes. But also, really not that much of a feed if this is a Widow versus Widow duel, and they're in Sigma. And you're going to go on the crazy proper flank and kill their backline. Right? You see, the things that you're
Yeah.
doing aren't necessarily feeding in of themselves. Just given the context that you're doing them in, are feeding. And that's what needs to change. Do you see what I'm saying? It's when you're going aggressive around ball, or whether you're going aggressive at all versus ball, or the silence that you're taking. It's all about considering compositional matchup. It's considering the time of when you're doing that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So don't say, oh, I was a feed. Well, I mean, yes, no.
That was a turbo int. That was
It was. But you got to make sure that it was, you know, why it was a terrible int, right? It's because you walked forward directly into Junkrat, Ball, and Genji on an aggressive flank. That was a feed. And the only playing passive there, if they're on Widow, sitting back on main, would probably not be the play if they're on Widow. You need to understand that.
Real.
Okay.
Yeah, real.
Okay. All right. Mystery heroes for them, I guess. Uh-oh. You could grapple shot this, right? Right?
Probably do.
Ah, see? Nice.
Oh, I have a question. Pause.
I have an answer.
I have a question. What makes you want to be a coach and not a player? Like, if you're capable of looking at like a Widowmaker in like any rank and saying, "Here's what you should have done," how come you don't want to do that? Why not? Like, what makes you want to be a coach?
It's a good question. Being a player is too easy. I'd rather spawn an absolute legion of thousands of little minions than be one myself.
You really think it's too easy?
Yes, it's
Do
way
you
too
think
easy.
that if you wanted to like compete at like the highest level, like in the owl, as like a previous
I would
coach,
I would hate to dunk on the teenagers, you know?
But you could do it. You think you're actually
easily.
capable.
Oh,
No
easily.
kappa.
Easily.
Okay, I
Have
can't
you
be
seen me?
sarcastic or not.
Have you seen me? I'm a freak of nature in everything that I touch, you know? So, in fact, the only reason I didn't want to be a professional athlete is I didn't want to hurt my competitors. So, that's all. It's simple. I'm just the greatest, and that's all there is to it. Now, going back to your positioning here. What's the problem here?
Okay, couple things. I'm too close to the
Yes. You're answering correctly. I'm so proud of you. Yes, that's it. That's really, it's really just you're too close. Yeah. You know, if the Sigma can hit you with primary fire, you're too close. You know, that's all. Ain't that deep.
Okay.
Yeah. This is good. Still.
Pause. Someone in my chat said, "Hope you're not paying for this." Sorry, continue. I thought you might want to know that.
Yes, I do want to know. Thank you very much. And no, she's not paying for this. This is her community service. She's helping out the less fortunate. Thank you, Sunshine, so much for your time. Anyway, okay. What is a potential problem about your positioning right now?
Too close, no cover.
Too close, no cover. And you can tell you're too close, not just because you're theoretically within Sigma range, but also, what is your vision like here? Do you see how hard it is to see up there? Whereas if we just back to corner here, now we've actually been able to CCTV, right? You can cover the entire angle with minimal crosshair movement. Easy vision. Easy. Look at you. And you always make the adjustment, just a teeny bit too late, right? Just a teeny bit too late. Love to see it. Oh, he's scared. Yeah. Nice. Adjust. No, probably not the best spot for you. I think if you could have made the grapple here, I know the Hanzo, oh my days. I know the Hanzo is problematic, but I think this is probably would have been the best position, jiggling this spot if you could. So a little bit unfortunate because now, once again, we're kind of like in only shoot Sigma territory when we would have liked a better side lane period, right? But this isn't the end of the world. We got good cover here. We're at a good range here. And theoretically, we should win this tank trade, and we do. Now we're going to rotate. Well, maybe. See, that's the thing. People think about like Widowmaker like only getting picks, right? But like, look at how much tank damage that you've done to the Sigma. If you'd hit headshots, it would be even more, right? You're poning him, right? We're actually really winning the tank trade. I probably just really came across like a boomer. Can't believe it just said poning in the year of our Lord 2023. Regardless, this angle is really good. Excellent pressure. Nice. A little bit unpredictable.
Yep, this is some serious ponage.
Ponage, yes. I will say, if you take an aggressive angle like you do here, who's your target priority when you take an aggressive angle? I mean, obviously, if you hit the headshot, he dies. So, but be careful, because as soon as you take the shot, you give away your position. Now Hans is spamming here, right? All right. have to rotate back now. Hanzo's spamming. I like this angle. This is good. Body shot. Oh dear. So I'm gonna be real with you. Outside of proximity, maybe being a little bit too close to the Hanzo, or to the Sigma, excuse me. I think this fight has just been, we needed to hit headshots on the tank, and we didn't hit headshots on the tank. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Some fights are really just that simple. Get good. But in terms of your decision making, overall positioning, outside of a little bit too close, probably totally fine. Okay, we are almost done. How's your focus?
This is the tunnel vision. This is what's gonna.
Prepared.
This cooks me. I get cooked. I get cooked. I myself the Junkrat one trick on Circle Royale on Widowmaker into a team with no Widow. Okay, and I think it's kind of obvious why, but
okay. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to be disappointed. All right. You know where Sonic is, right?
Surely.
You know it. You know where Sonic is. Wait, maybe. You know what? Actually, let's coach this Hanzo. Maybe this Hanzo's a little dense. Let's see. Let's see. Come on. Come on. Oh, he doesn't even Sonic. You're free.
Wait,
you're
that's
free.
ugly.
You're free. You're free. Oh!
I'm gonna unleash the beast.
Oh, I know what the tunnel vision is here.
No.
There's the Sonic. Oh, you need to be so careful. You need to be so careful!
Oh, what do you do? What the hell? Okay, I don't get punished for this, but
Should have.
yeah. That was a bit ugly.
Nice. So good. So good.
I clipped that as well.
Okay. Pushing forward, and then this is where the CCTV is going to kick in, right? So where should you be in the next, like, 10 seconds, let's say?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? I was entering.
Where should you be in the next 10 seconds? Let's apply that CCTV stuff. Where should you be? Last position for the
real
entire
talk?
VOD.
I can just sit on stairs. Oh,
You
yeah,
can?
this is it. This is the
can?
tunnel thing.
You can?
I sit on stairs. Oh, but you like, because they don't have a Widowmaker, you like for me to play in the grass that's close to stairs. I just get a little bit wide.
A little bit wider of an angle, yeah. I think that would probably be the better spot. But if you can sightline this up top and control the cart, I'm flexible, right? Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah. I like it. This is good. You could swing forward for the shot in that Hanzo, but you don't have to. Okay, now you definitely don't have to. And so yeah, you see your rotation again here. Like it's just, you know, something's going to have to control from up top. Just control this position here. More important to do that than to control this position here, and that just comes from knowledge, right? Just from game sense, right? Oh, I spoke too soon. Uh-oh. Now the funny thing is here, I thought for sure that I lost, chat. It's over. I made the wrong decision. This angle is good, but you know where the strong card came from.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
This is the tunnel vision Terry claim himself on Circle Royale first.
No. I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong, respectfully. I don't think this is
think you're
tunnel
wrong.
vision. Okay.
It totally is.
Rock, paper, scissors? Okay, no.
Okay, ready?
You
Ready?
break me
Rock,
down.
paper-
Tell me down. Okay. Go
Rock,
ahead.
paper, scissors?
No, you go first. You go first.
Rock, paper, scissors?
Oh,
Wait,
no, not
what?
actual rock, paper, scissors. But as in, you tell me your side of the story. You tell me why
Oh.
tunnel vision's an issue here.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say you're right, because if I'm not like tunneling down plane main and I am thinking about controlling top right, even if I'm not actually looking top right, even if I'm just like looking at the sig or like looking like top, I see the Junkrat coming in from the top ropes on top of my head.
Sure. I just don't think it's reasonable for you to be able to hear, like, this guy makes almost no noise whatsoever. And if you lose your attention on this Batiste for even a second, you might miss this opportunity to hit the shot, right? I get it. I just don't think you had time to react to this. I don't even think this is a matter of tunnel vision. I just think your positioning just didn't give you enough information. That's all. I don't think you could possibly react to that. So for me, it's like, play here, give yourself full information, shoot Sigma, shoot Kiriko if she comes out top, shoot Junkrat, shoot anybody who touches, just don't position so close. Remember we talked about range, right? About how aggressively you take your angles versus the ball and the Genji and stuff like that, right? This is a bit of a weird way of applying it, but it definitely applies here, doesn't it? Junkrat, if you're back here, you are untouchable, right? They can't do anything to touch you, so why take this aggressive angle? I think it's okay, but you can't stay here so long. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we seeing? What are our main takeaways? I will go tippity-tappity, tippity-tappity. into your chat or into our Discord channel. What are the priorities of things you need to work on with Widow specifically?
Okay, let me think for 1 second.
Take your time. I have a few suggestions, but if you think about it, it's so much more effective.
I think, I don't know, bro. I'm not very good at
That's
recapping
okay.
or whatever.
You're good. You're good. You're good. How about this one? What about if you put a little bit of attention onto enemy composition, right? And choosing your positioning around that. Junkrat, position the best angle, sightline that you can. Widowmaker, be cute, be spooky, be creepy. Take aggressive off angles. Ball and Genji, pay attention to when they're in, pay attention to when they're out. Right? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm glad we have the word spooky because
Okay.
that's like a good word for it.
Spooky and Widow duels. Control best sightline. Versus close range comps, right? Best sightline that you can. They can't touch you, so take the best sightline that you can. Okay. And then here's one more thing, and this one is not necessarily Widow specific, but something that I would recommend you do in general. Is remember when we talked about the Widow duel earlier? When you took the grapple shot, and you're like, well, I'm not good enough to take the grapple shot. Bull.
Yeah.
You're good enough to take the grapple shot. You're smart enough to know when you have an advantage in the duel. Have the confidence. You need to take the confidence. When you have an advantage, and it's an intelligent thing to do, have confidence in yourself. And if you fail miserably, that's fine. That's not what confidence means. You need to have confidence that even if I suck now with what I'm doing, I will eventually be good enough so that I will not suck. That's what confidence means. Confidence isn't that I'm great now, but that I will be great with what I'm doing. And with what you're doing, you will be great. Heck, you already are great. You're top 500 now. Congratulations, right? But keep doing what you're doing. Don't have any of this imposter syndrome foolishness. Well, I'm not. No, you are good. Keep pushing yourself, though. You didn't get to where you're at by just playing it safe and being scared. Keep pushing yourself. Does that make sense?
Oh.
Okay. Any questions for me? That's all I've got.
Yes.
Okay.
Can you dunk?
I can dunk with my feet.
No way! What?
Yeah.
Okay, you're the first coach that I've asked that can actually dunk. That's crazy.
Yep.
That's
I do triple backflip 180. Technically, it's not technically with my feet, it's my shins, but I can dunk with my feet, yeah.
God damn. Okay,
Yeah,
let me
yeah.
ask my chat if they have any questions really quick.
Sure.
Will you be paying me for this massive amount of exposure that I, Sunshinebread, with over 10,000 followers on Twitter, have given you today?
No, I will not be. In fact, and I was expecting probably a lot of payment from you just for the exposure from spending time with the most, I guess, charismatic, intelligent, and really, I guess, interesting man ever. I think honestly, it should go my direction, if anything, at all.
How about this? How about this?
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors. I win. I don't pay you. You win. You don't pay me. Deal?
Wait a second. What is the? How much are we paying here? How about 100 bits on the nose?
I don't
Give
got
or
that kind of
take.
money. I don't got that kind of money.
Okay. How about 5 bits?
I don't got.
How about a bit?
How about I'll watch an ad on your stream when you I'll refresh your stream and
okay.
I'll watch a pre-roll and you watch a pre-roll on my stream.
I got it. Okay, so how are we gonna do this? Am I gonna
So
scream?
we're both gonna say at the same time. We're gonna say rock, paper, scissors, and then on shoot, we both throw the hand sign and you tell me what you threw and I tell you what I threw. Ready?
Okay.
Ready? Okay. Ready?
Yes.
Rock, paper. You gotta say it at the same time.
Okay. Sorry.
You
Rock,
have to say go. Rock, paper, scissors,
paper.
I do scissors. Get 5 I win. Okay, you have to watch an ad on my stream. GG. Thank you for the vibe, Coach Spilo.
No, you can't be
really
nice now. You can't be nice now. You just
Well,
humiliated me.
I owned you.
I'm the greatest of all time, and this is how you treat me? All right, fine. I'm gonna refresh your stream. Refresh.
Enjoy the
refresh.
ad. I hope it's a car ad. Those would say the best.
No.
Have a good day. Goodbye.
Man, this trash, stupid streamer. I hate this bunch of ego things and all that stuff. And just can't even get a stupid ad. It's not even like, well, I don't even care about an ad. I'm not even watching your stream anyway, so who cares? So who gives a rip? Who gives a rip? Like really, like who gives a rip? I mean, I don't care. I don't care. All right, chat. Man, taking me off. All right, chat. Twitch.tv/Sunshinebread. give her a follow. She's really intelligent, really smart, as you guys saw, and a phenomenal player. Had a great time. Do you guys have any questions before we move on to the next segment of our stream for today? Really great VOD clap, thank you. She was quite loud. You're saying that in my stream? You're saying that she was loud in my stream? Spilo, my guy, best coaching session all month. Sure. We done the Killbox thing yet? Nope, but that is coming up next. It sounded fine to me. All right. Never heard of her, but I enjoyed this clap. Yeah. Yeah. I'm quiet. Wow. Why didn't you go harder on her 6 to 10 hours of rank schedule? So, for those of you in chat who are Sunshine viewers, I definitely think that it'd probably be good if she took a little bit of a step back and probably eased up a little bit, even if she's playing for the long run. But I also don't have the ego to know exactly what is best for her, so I want to her to make that decision of herself. And whenever it comes to really important lifestyle decisions like that, it's not wise of me to push it too hard, especially while she's having results like she is. It would be better for her to continue to do what she's doing, keep in mind some of my advice with overworking a little bit, wait until if she plateaus a little bit or burns out just a tad, and then from there, maybe she'll reevaluate. I want to plant the seed, but right now she's not really in a position to really grow from that. So it would have been a negative thing if I'd pushed it too hard, if that makes any sense. Plant the seed, let her do her thing, because it's working really well for her. And then maybe if it starts to get a little bit tough or she gets a little burned out, she'll remember, right? I'd rather it be her choice. It's one thing that you kind of have to learn as a coach. You don't dominate things and force people. You want people to be choosing to through your influence or through your example. And there's no better influencer, no better motivation than what I'm doing right now is not working as well. So if it continues to work, good to go. As soon as it doesn't work, then we'll go from there. The hardest thing that you could do as a coach is to tell somebody to do something different when it's already working. Very hard to do. So generally the best thing to do is just to plant the seed and let it sit. Thank you for being one of the most entertaining coaches to have VOD at Sunshine. I appreciate it. She is great. She's also an excellent player. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. How do you play Widow against Sigma if the enemy sits behind the barrier? Take a different angle. As you guys saw here on Circuit Royale, it's very difficult to take a different angle. There aren't a lot of other angles, so you have to be creative with it, and sometimes you just don't get to pick a different angle. But yeah, it is definitely a really tricky situation. Opinion on Morweth's ball. I'm not familiar with. I'm familiar with the name Morweth, but I'm not familiar with the ball itself. I beat Crawley in a rank last night. Nice. Crawley's great. I love Crawley. I actually was helping with a contenders team that Crawley was trying with a little while back. It's been at least a month, and Crawley is such a good guy. So communicative, such a good leader. I don't know what he did with Paris this past season, but the guy is shot caller extraordinaire now. I really, really hope. Will I be coaching streamers like this again? Potentially. Sunshine is somebody who is interested in streaming. Most streamers probably aren't interested in coaching, so it will probably be more of a collaboration and working with them to coach somebody else rather than me coaching them. Opinions on Unsalted Salt getting rank 1. I don't care. If the guy got rank 1, good on him. As a coach, what do you coach and find out, and how do you release the constipation of info, considering buying you as a coach? What do you coach and find out? I coach everything, if that's what you're asking. Every hero, every rank. I've have thousands of hours coaching literally every hero. And then how do I release the constipation of info? It's about prioritization, right? It's just about looking at your gameplay and finding out what the biggest thing that you need to improve on. And usually, as you guys saw a little bit with Sunshinebread, it's a little bit less just about gameplay. It's also about how you're approaching the game as a whole and what you could be doing better. You guys could check out some of my YouTube stuff because that will give you more insight about how I handle sessions. Spilo 2. Actually, it just got pinged a Nightbot right there. That is a lot of my full sessions, including the intro, so you guys can see exactly how our sessions usually go. That's why you play the Baps in to spam the shield right. So if you get Baps in, you can keep that shield uptime really, really low, as well as window is really, really strong because everything's in a straight line, right? Opinion knows Rio's right. I feel like I know that name, but I'm not sure. Did you see Sparker was confirmed for London for 2023? Here's my surprise face. I think she's interesting because she's streaming to go pro, but the best areas won't trust out. That is very interesting. It's very ambitious. I hope that she achieves her goals. Hey Spell, love your content. Hey Arthur, appreciate it, mate. I enjoy watching her stream because she's the right attitude. Hardly ever blames teammates and keeps focusing on her own gameplay. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think I respect that more than honestly anything else, right? And it doesn't feel fake either, too. I think you've seen too much of Spilo too. As a BAP OTP, how should I play with ball and GM? So really put emphasis on, if you guys were paying attention in this past review, you guys were noticing how I was encouraging our Widowmaker to play more defensively when the ball was in and more offensively when the ball was out. Well, if you got a ball on your team, you flip-flop the priority. When your ball's in, you're playing more aggressively. When your ball's out, you play more defensively. So as a BAP, when you're playing with a ball, there's not a lot of tank healing that you will need. So what you should try and do is pay attention to when your ball goes in and then try to play more aggressively with him. Not, maybe only like still support and heal, right? But more, almost like more Soldier 76 style. Take more aggressive positions, look for damage follow-up off of your ball backline. So obviously you can't heal him very well, but you can definitely follow up off of his engages. How should a teammate take advantage of a switch from Sigma to ball? Well, there's your answer right there. We actually answered 2 questions with 1. Pay very close attention to when he's engaging and try to play more aggressive around those cycles and give up a little bit of space, a little bit more defensive when he's playing a little bit more defensive. Loved your Samito versus Vegas video. Super informative. Glad you enjoyed it. How big is the gap between an average top 500 player and an OWL player? Pretty high. I think what happens is, have you guys ever seen like the Venn diagram? I don't know if it's the Venn diagram, but the diagram of like a bell curve, right? Generally, as you get to the very, very extremes, going from like even GM1 and top 500 to OWL is a pretty big jump, about from gold to plat. Like it's an entire skill rank higher. And then even within OWL players, going from bottom of OWL to top of OWL is almost an entire skill gap jump as a whole as well. How to play against Hog? Never forget where he is. Hog is very easy to counter, unless you forget where he is, and then he beats the lever living crap out of you. Even without the necessarily having the one shot, remembering Hog, he's very easy to deal with. Spilo 2 Electric Boogaloo. I know she's pretty set in OWL, but I hope she gets picked up in Collegiate. Yep, that would be awesome. OWL is a mixed bag for sure. As a Sigma, how do I adapt to GM lobbies where there's a lot of ball Rhine? A lot of games I feel useless. Well, you're not going to be able to deal with ball Rhine directly, but if you can control backline, like for example, when a ball slamming your backline, your job is to control the enemy DPS and the enemy backline and to make sure that you don't die and that they don't get too much value. Use your shield, use your shift, use your rock to control space, and then remember when ball's out, you can continue to play the game. Versus Reinhardt's a little bit different. Same kind of thing. You guys aren't as cooldown reliant. They're not as much in and out with Ryan Sigma. It's more consistent. But remember, you have the advantage at distance on Reinhardt. So that doesn't mean you always play distance versus Reinhardt. Would you try and play distance on Reinhardt early, and then as his shield gets whittled down, as cooldowns get used, you can play more aggressively into him. But if Reinhardt gets on top of you as Sigma, and you've not done any damage to him or his team, you're going to have a bad time. So that's something to consider. Try and take angles where you have a little bit more spam early often so you can burn him down a little bit further. Thanks a lot. Yeah, no problem. Where does the road go from top 500 to contenders to OWL go? Usually it involves going into something called tier 3, which is a lot of open division competition. And then from there, you can go into finding tier 3 teams, finding scrim teams, finding teams that do better and better, trying out for trials teams, trying out for contenders teams. That is a huge networking problem, as well as you need to be like really, really good on the rank ladder. Like people ask me, how do I get to a contenders team? Well, you need to be like top 15, top 20 in the ladder. At least that in your resume. Otherwise, teams probably aren't going to even consider trialing you. And then from there, dominating contenders and getting to OWL is a whole nother standpoint. Again, doing really well in ladder, doing well in contenders, getting trials, things like that. Been struggling with motivation at 50, 100 because whenever I win a game, it feels like I put in a lot of effort to gain like a couple ranks. I will lose about 34 games off of one loss. It makes your rank feel a lot worse when certain games out of my control. Yeah, that's definitely rough. I think that's why you should always have like the general goal of like what you're trying to do, aside from just winning games, right? Because it's gonna be like this, you know. It doesn't even matter what rank you're at, even if you're rank 1. So you have to have some sort of enjoyment or something that you're playing for besides just the number. Because ironically, that might prevent you from getting the number itself. Hey Mills, good to see you, mate. Hope you're doing well. Guys, should check out Coach Mills. Does a lot of streaming stuff now. A lot of great YouTube videos as well. Highly recommend. When generating shields as ball, should I play more aggressively when the shields are regenerated? Yes. Yeah, you needed to kind of play to that spike, but obviously don't play so aggressive that then you get punished for it. Sorry for talking you over so much. I don't care. That was awesome. I had such a good time. Thank you so much for having me, Sunshine. I appreciate it. You did such a good job, and I'm really, really, really sure that you're gonna do great things. You're doing a great job. Thank you very much for having me, but also respectfully screw you for beating me in rock, paper, scissors. Yeah, the networking is definitely hard. That's why it's like you want to be like just so skillful that teams are reaching out to you. That's why like playing smart, playing intelligently, and getting ranked from things like that help. Owned? Yeah. See, you're not sorry. Yeah, just this is ridiculous. Ticking me off, man. It just ticks me off. It drives me nuts. See, everybody always does rock. That's why I did paper. I tried a big brain. Bro, I've played so many games of rock, paper, scissors with children. I coached MMA for years, and I coach football and gymnastics, y'all. Bro, I've literally coached like 1,000, probably close to like 1,500 kids over like over like a 7-year period, and I lose the scissors. That just kills me, man. I've had so much practice and it just kills me. Everyone always does scissors? I mean, yeah, but you're thinking about next level. Generally, most people do rock because they expect you to do scissors. Exactly, Sunshinebread. See? Man. Ticking me off, man. How would you go about improving positioning? Well, you need to be very specific about what you improve positioning. So I think like when people talk about positioning, I think people are thinking about like cover usage and like not running in the middle of the enemy team, right? But the reality of positioning, and this should be a little bit discouraging, but also encouraging at the same time, is that it is a really complicated and big topic. So what that means is that don't worry about having perfect positioning. It will take it's a lifetime of practice to get to perfect positioning. But that doesn't mean you can start right now. So for example, what hero are you playing? Narrad OW? What hero are you trying to improve your positioning with? I can help you. I can give you some advice. You're a rock spammer, not gonna lie? Well, yeah, shocking. Scissors got buffed last patch. Is pro rock, paper, scissors a thing? No way. Coach struggles with rock, paper, scissors, overthinking. GM Echo Far player. Okay, so for you tell me right now. You coach me. What are the things that you should be what does good Echo Far positioning look like? What are the factors that you have to consider? You see, this is why context matters, right? Because I could have been sitting here talking to you about Reinhardt positioning. So what are some things in chat? Anybody in chat? What does good Echo Far positioning look like? What are the factors for good Echo Far positioning? When you're going against a person who's GM1 in your goal 3, what do? Take the L, learn about it. On my team called Metro, Dodgy Daniel, are you trolling me? No way you actually had a game with Metro. Cover, yeah, exactly. So discipline with cover, but pair elaborates vertical cover. Diving your biggest threat, exactly. High value, minimum risk, right. So you guys already know the answer to this. So how do you go about proving your positioning? Ask yourself, is my vertical cover usage good? Or is it right? Am I good at diving my biggest threat? Am I good at maximizing my value, minimizing my risk with the positions that I'm taking, or the positions that I'm taking high risk but not really getting me good value, right? So you already know what to look for. So find one of those aspects, the cover usage, the risk, the aggression timing, and then really leverage into that, okay? Really leverage into that. And practice that one aspect of your positioning. Isolation, okay? Because saying you want to improve your positioning is like saying that you want to improve your diet. It sounds nice, but in execution, what does it really mean? There's too many aspects of that, and it often means when you're vague with it, it's very hard to practice. So if I want to improve my diet, I need to cut down on my sugar and replace it with something better. I want to be drinking a little bit more water. I want to be avoiding this. Like, you want to be specific with it so that you can actually make actual measurable gains and focus at those specific things. Because it's too broad of a topic, right, y'all? He was a streamer and went on a stream. Don't apologize to Metro about flaming you. If you're being legitimately serious about that, if you're a goal in the GM lobby, you got nothing to apologize for. Do the best you can. Play to your strengths. Don't be scared. Treat it as a learning opportunity to go next. I just tried in a game some of the tips given in the VOD review. I thought my Widow gameplay was more impactful. I guess you can say the stream is really instructive. Thanks. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Some of my things that I talk about aren't super engaging. There's not a lot of tips and tricks. I know a lot of tips and tricks. I've been coaching long enough to know a few, but we try to find what's the most impactful, and sometimes the really boring, fundamental understanding things generally have the most long-term improvement. So I try and keep it interesting in the way I communicate it, but I'm not always super successful. I'm glad to hear it was helpful, though. When playing ball, how to set up. Really try and take angles and flanks, right? You want to try and set up on angles and flanks. You want to generally be going for backline or DPS on angles. So that usually means that you kind of got to go around, right? So really use the periphery to set up your engages. You might end up slamming the front line, right? But it's better to slam the front line when coming from the back line. You get more boop opportunities, you're sneakier, you take less damage, and also if you run into a DPS like a Widowmaker, Hanzo, Cassidy, you're pretty good 1v1 hero as well, and you can force him off the flank. So what are your sim tips for a, oops, no rush, take your time. What is the strategy for playing Tracer to Doomfist? Not a huge difference how you normally play Tracer into Doomfist, or how you normally play Tracer. You guys saw earlier when we played a little bit of Tracer into Doomfist with the previous VOD review before Sunshinebread on Lijiang Tower. If you didn't, go check that one out early in the VOD. But basically, it's about talking about taking off angles and flanks. But the difference is that Tracer versus Doomfist is actually a pretty decent matchup. Generally, a Tracer versus Wrecking Ball takes too long. Tracer versus D.Va, you don't win the 1v1. Tracer versus Roadhog, ew, that's scary, right? But Tracer and Doomfist, if you run into Doomfist on the flank, you can actually duel him and beat him in the duel if you're good. So that's actually, it's the same thing as you normally play Tracer, but you're not as scared of the tank. You can actually, if you run into Doomfist on a flank, you can fight the Doomfist, right? Fair Metro was trying to help me and I couldn't focus and was nervous. Don't worry about it, mate. Listen, I remember my first streamer game. Like, everybody goes through that. So don't worry about it. You do your thing. You do your thing. Amari Pepper Cameo. Where's my cat? Amari! Amari! Give me 1 second, chat. Amari! Amari! Come here. Come here, Cheat. Come here, Cheat. Come here. All right, hey, I'll give you guys a 2-for-1. Give you guys a 2-for-1. Come here. Hey, come here. Come here, my chick. So this is Grim. Here you go. Come here. So she was sleeping in the closet, the pantry, so I had to bait her out. She was sound asleep. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here, Mark. No, not you, boy. Come here. Come here, Mark. Can you guys even see her? I don't think you guys can even see her. There you go. I'll try and show it to you. Ah! There you go. All right. Jump. 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 Girl. She doesn't really jump much anymore. She used to. She does the little kind of you know, but she does sit, which is good. Okay, let's keep going through these questions. Give me one singular tip to improve from GM4 to GM1 that can apply to every tank hero. Touch grass. I don't know. Consider the enemy tank matchup is always helpful. Always helpful. Hey Spilo, what's your take on the gap between a diamond and master support? What should I improve upon? I mean, it's going to depend on the player to player, right? So this question gets asked a lot, and it's a tough question to answer because honestly, I've seen diamond players with better mechanics than masters players. I've seen diamond players with better positioning than master players. I've seen diamond players with better cooldown usage than masters players. So it really depends on the person. So what you need to try and do is look objectively at your gameplay, find one of your lowest hanging fruits, whether it's your position, your cooldown usage, your ult usage, anything, and then put attention on that, like we were talking about earlier. So a really hard question to answer. I'm sorry, I can't do better. Are we getting TGBW too? We actually considered naming Grimby, something like that. He was very Warg inspired. Best way to get from GM4 to GM1 is to win some games. Brilliant. Coach Mills, I think that's true. Yeah, we've all been flaming Metro Chat. I got banned in Metro Chat like 4.5 years ago. I flamed him for throwing a ranked game because he got tilted. He got tilted and he threw a ranked game. And so I didn't know who he was. I didn't know he was a streamer. So I'm like, dude, what's your problem? Like, you know, you're an idiot. I can't believe you're throwing the ranked game. And he lost it. And yeah, but we made up at the end. But yeah, he does have a tendency to get pretty upset. I see that you have an acoustic. What's your favorite band? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. I don't know what my favorite bands are. Let me read you off some bands that I enjoy. I have very broad music tastes. I grew up listening to a lot of like old music and new music as well. I like some of Coldplay's older stuff. I like Flume. I like Invent Animate. I like, let's see here, The Killers are pretty good. Reliant K, Mute Math has some good stuff as well. Nothing But Thieves, some of Paramore's stuff back in the day is good. Periphery is a cool band. Radiohead. I mean, obviously, there's so many old artists like the Beatles, which I listen to a lot of. I'm a big classic rock fan as well. I like Boston's first album. Big fan of like, shoot, man, I'm trying to think. There's so many bands. I don't even know where to start. Let's see here. Got some America, Blue Oyster Cult, Joe Walsh, Doobie Brothers, Eagles. Let's see here. Some Jimi Hendrix, Alan Parsons Project. Fleetwood Mac is awesome. Steve Miller Band. Some of Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Let's see here. B.W. Stevenson's first album. Black Sabbath first album. Leonard Skinner. The Traveling Wilburys have some cool songs as well. The Police, you know. A lot of different stuff. Okay. Spilo's mansion is so huge he has to be shouted. Yes. If I'm playing Tracer to a Mercy that's flying around the skybox healing everything I shoot at, how should I deal with that? Shoot everything but the Mercy. So I had this discussion earlier today with a Tracer player, and it's really easy to get negative feedback for doing the right thing as Tracer, because remember, your mobility it's not just your ability to assassinate that's a strength of yours. It's also your mobility, which allows you to shoot squishier targets. Shooting squishier targets and getting pocketed by a Mercy is not bad value, because oftentimes when you're shooting a pocketed target, even if you can't kill it, you're taking 2 resources for the price of 1. And that's creating opportunities for your team to actually take space and win the fight just through that alone. So I guess my point is that it might feel bad. Yes, maybe you could do a better job mechanically. Maybe there's a better target to prioritize. But if you've got a Mercy in the sky and you can't deal with a Mercy, it ain't the end of the world. You're still taking 2 resources for 1. So just keep that one in mind. Do you think it's better to preemptively recall if you know you're in someone's LOS or to move to be more consistent instead of banking on someone missing time goals? Very difficult question to answer, Lucas Worm. I think it really depends on whether that target has a one-shot potential. And your confidence in your movement, because as we saw earlier in the Legion Tower review before Sunshinebread, there was a lot of situations where the recall was wasted because somebody didn't really realistically have one-shot potential, but at the same time, trying to greed it too much when they could one-shot you might mean that you end up dead. So it's a good question, and there isn't a good answer for it outside of you're going to need to feel it on a case-by-case basis. Grand evening, Mr. Smile. Hell. We've been starting to get strong scrims on the 4.3, 4.4 range shows, play ranking, server networking device scrim stuff. Any advice? No, make sure that you're in all the right discords. The OW if you can. Competitive Overwatch. Elo Hell. I'm super out of the loop with booking. I don't know, man. It's been so long since I've had to worry about looking for scrims. I'm sorry. Consistency across the board. I'm not sure I understand. Oh, question. Okay. With my DPS Kiriko playstyle, how do I know these crucial moments where I need to be with my team? I'll run off to look for a pick and my team will fall apart even though they're full HP before I went off. I mean, a lot of it depends probably on ult situations. Like if you are playing versus like, I don't know, like a Junker Queen, for example, like that, when she has ultimate, your priority is probably on Suzuing her ult over probably anything else that she possibly could do. So that's probably one of the things you need to consider as well. As well as when you're going off on DPS Kiriko, it might be something that you look for windows to around the enemy team's aggression. So like, let's say they go for a neutral trade, they've used cooldowns, an opportunity presents itself for you to go aggressive, take it. It might not mean that you initially roll out on aggressive positions. But like I said, without like an actual fight to look at, it's hard to say. Metro is still a bozo. Well, I'm so behind, chat. I'm sorry. What's my favorite Beatles song? Ooh, good question. I probably have some weird answers with that one. Let's actually look at what Beatles songs I have. I wish I could play them, but I know that I would get blocked. I'm actually gonna turn down my iTunes volume because I'm scared I might accidentally fat finger it and just completely shut down the entire stream. The cops will come down, knock down my door. Golden Slumbers, Carry That Weight, The End. That whole like little medley is really good. I've Just Seen a Face is actually a pretty good song. Like it flows really cool. Hey Jude is obviously a good one. I've got a feeling it's really fun to sing, first half especially. Gotta Get You Into My Life is good. Revolver, Tomorrow Never Knows is pretty good. I'm Looking Through You and We Can Work Out are fun. I'm a big fan of the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Club Band, that and the Reprise. There's a lot of good Beatles songs, but those are a few of them. Do you think it's bad to watch VODs at 2 times speed to try and focus on macro stuff? No, I don't. I do it sometimes. Who do you think I should learn to get a more complete roster independent of fun? As a BAP main. I mean, Kiriko is always good because you think about BAP and like, where is BAP strong? Brawl comps, spam comps, right? Where's BAP not strong? Dive comps. What support goes best with dive comps? Probably Lucy or Kiriko, but Kiriko will probably be easier to pick up. Maybe Brig, maybe Ana, depending on the meta. But you probably can't go wrong with Kiriko. What DAW did I use? I didn't. Are you talking about the mixer? I'm super unfamiliar with music terminology. Like, I'm a complete amateur. I like music. I like writing music, but I don't know a lot of things. I'm not even that good of a guitar player, honestly. I just write. Honestly, I write songs that I can't even play. That's the pathetic thing. And then I have to learn how to play them. I'm one of those players who's GM when compared to Overwatch 1. I'm not GM. My game sense is pretty lacking, and I would say that I'm more of an instinctual player. How would you go about improving overall game sense quickly? Well, being an instinctual player isn't bad, nor is being... Okay, you're not GM. Yes, you are GM. The player base has shifted because, yes, maybe there's some SR inflation, but probably the majority of that SR inflation comes in from the influx of new players, so you need to keep that in mind. You are Grandmaster, whether you think that you are or not. How would you go about improving overall game sense quickly? We'll find out. You need to start thinking about what's my weakest point. And you're probably like, well, I don't know what that is. Go find out. Practice looking at it. Be like, is it my positioning? Let's watch a VOD. Let's find out. Is it my mechanics? Let's watch a VOD. Find out. I would probably avoid mechanics because that's a big crutch. Is it my cooldown usage? Am I getting good cooldown value? I don't know. The best thing that you can do is just to start asking yourself these questions and start finding out, so that when you say, what should I do about improving overall game sense quickly? I don't know. You tell me. You should start practicing something, whether it's your positioning or cooldown usage or awareness of enemy threats. That's a game sense one, right? But you need to find out which one of those is lacking. You feel that it's lacking, but you don't know. And being an instinctual player is not a bad thing until you hit your ceiling with your instinct, and you need to upgrade your instinct to the next level. Ultimately, when I teach, it's not to make you a more thoughtful player. It's to make you a more thoughtful player so that your instinct gets better, so that then when you play with your instincts, you're playing over better as a whole. Content learn a lot. Appreciate it, mate. Thanks, Soups. Would you mind watching the final fight? Yeah. Is Ana a solid pick for support? Yeah, Ana's a fine pick. She's also a lot of fun for a lot of people, so if you enjoy playing her, roll with it. She's a very difficult hero to play, though, so good luck. But if you enjoy playing the game, don't let the difficulty of a hero ever stop you. It's the last fight. Now, chat, don't get any wrong ideas. I'm not fixing to do a bunch of replay code reviews. Cat's an old friend. Cat's an old friend, so special favors. Respectfully. Because if I started doing these on stream, bro, I'd be here all day long. So no ultimates to worry about. I mean, you just died. The thing with the DPS Kiriko playstyle is that if you go aggressively, right? Risk versus reward, right? You fail to get the kill, but you also don't have an escape route here. You see that? As soon you've already done your job. You've already done your job. Look at this. You got 1-2 people peeling on you. If you TP out now and you live, which you should, right? You got your mercy on you. You TP out. You've done your job. So your problem here is you're dying. The problem is not that you go for the play. You got a 2-for-1. You had a very reasonable shot to actually kill the Mercy and prevent the res entirely. You messed up. That happens. But you need to get out. You've done your job. This is the equivalent of a Tracer going in, recalling, and then continuing to shoot and then dying for it, right? You've created a massive... Look at this Winston's HP, right? This guy's... Like, you created a massive opportunity for your team to win the fight, and you just died, right? You just died. So... Would you have died the pulse bomb if you TP'd your Sigma? Probably, but reasonably most of the time. The problem here is that you didn't have an escape route. You always need to have an escape route when you go for an aggressive play like that. And that's one of the advantages of Kiriko, right? Is that you're able to go feed, but then just TP out, and it's like it never happened, right? So if you had, for example, if you had to go, there's a reason why like Hanzo doesn't always hard flank. Why? Because he can't get out if he goes in, right? So okay. Based Beetle takes. Pro Tools Cubase. I think it was FL Studio, which my brother did a lot of the mixing. I helped him a lot with it, but just off of sound, I don't know how to use the tool. It was a lot of sound, and he hates FL Studio, but we don't have another program right now, so maybe we'll change that in the future. If you were to go to, why is this not working? If you were to go Tom Beanson's, the coffee shop in New Queen Street, is it cheap there? Yes, it's super cheap. That's hilarious. As a DPS, what should I do against good fire players that realistically won't really die to a majority of hit scan? I have a small amount of experience on Echo, but it feels like every other character doesn't really do that much. Not that I'm forcing the risk of my LOS, I think they get more value. I mean, honestly, the thing with fire players against good fire players is usually, ironically, fire player is more of a dive hero. Usually, when she gets her massive spikes of value is when she goes in hyper aggressively and just assassinates her backline. So sometimes focusing Farah, usually focusing Farah in some way, shape, or form is helpful, but the biggest thing to deal with Farah is just not forget that she exists, a little bit like Roadhog. And then if you can catch her with her pants down, like how many times have you guys died to a barrage that you just forgot that the Farah was even there, or you didn't even know the Farah was there? Versus how many times did you predict the Farah and not forget about the Farah and then just instantly kill her when she uses her barrage, right? The difference is just awareness there and knowing when she's going aggressively and keeping her in the back of your mind. That's the big thing there. How can I train teach my friend who's learning the game? Should I just make a new account with them, or should VOD review the stuff? Just play with them and just try and help them with fundamental skills. Don't overwhelm them with details. Let them just play the game. Honestly, the best thing that a new player can do is just play the game. I don't even recommend like any major coaching, honestly, for a long time, because they just need to understand the way the heroes work and the way the game feels. Like most mistakes are just, I don't know how the game feels. I don't know what these heroes do. You know what I'm saying? Who are the best 3 Reinhardt players in 2022 OWL season? Bless me. I don't know. Not many people play. I mean, obviously Hadi. I think Hadi is the best. I'm sure Gator was okay. I don't know. There wasn't a lot of people that played Ryan in the 2022 OWL season. I think Reiner was okay for the little bit that they played, but those are like the only 3 people that played Ryan to my knowledge. What would you rank Zen this season? I'm not sure. Probably decent, depending on how good Brig is. Spilo, how many ways would you break down positioning? Oh, geez. Cover usage, the range that you play, your positioning in relation to your team, and your positioning in relation to the enemy team, your sight lines. There's a lot of ways. I don't like giving arbitrary like priorities, and I think it's hard to do. So sight lines, proximity, and cover. Proximity to your team and the enemy team, maybe that's a way to do it. How do you do with barrage if you know she's above a door frame in the choke? Just take it like a man. Just walk through. And then type in chat, nerd, sweat, you suck. That's the best way. I honestly don't know, mate. You could bait it. You could have people go out multiple flanks so she only barrages half of your team, or you can split off from your team. Ask Spilo in chat today. I guess so, yeah. Tips to not tunnel vision in game. Have something that you're focusing on, right? There's nothing wrong with tunnel vision itself. It's tunnel vision on the wrong thing, right? So have something that you want to focus on that is good to tunnel vision on. And then here's a little life hack here. If you really want to focus on how to not tunnel vision, depending on how serious you are about it, utilize this. $10 minutes, you know? Or post-its, yeah. Just got PTSD, sorry guys. Do you typically prefer VODs of a loss or win help players? No, it doesn't matter to me. I prefer 3 things. Make sure the hero that you want to get better at. Close game. Actually, 4 things. I'm going to make it way more complicated. If you really want the perfect VOD, heroes that you want to improve at. Close game. Not a very short game. So I've had like 8-minute VODs sent in. I'm like, well, it's just not enough to look at here. And then the 4th thing which I've come up with is a recent game, generally. So I don't care if it's a win or a loss. I think people that think it has to be a loss are smoking something. What is a kill box? Oh boy. You guys want to talk about kill boxes? And if you guys have any more questions, exclamation mark Discord and the Discord. Watch it, watch it, watch it. Wait for it. Let me pull it up. Give me a second. Exclamation mark Discord. And the Discord here, there's a channel called Spilo Stuff. And here's Ask Spilo. And this is where I go really, really in detail. I do this once a week. And then I post the Twitch VOD, or Kat posts the Twitch VOD afterwards. We can go back and watch your question being answered if you weren't able to catch me live on stream. And in addition, I'm going to subtly plug it because if you're an absolute idiot if you're not using it. Right above Ask Spilo is a coaching VOD compendium. And there's every VOD review I have done on or off stream. Not the private coaching sessions, but the ones that were intended for stream, but that I didn't stream. Every single hero rank on YouTube and Twitch, they're all in here. You can go in here, you can search in the channel, find the hero that you're looking for. You don't have to scroll through all of them. Yeah, you're honestly a complete idiot as well. If you want the full coaching sessions, they're actually, the YouTube that they're on is not my main YouTube channel, but Spilo 2, which is connected to my main Spilo account, but you can check that one out. So yeah, anyway, long story short, let's talk about kill boxes. So this is going to be pretty important. So, practice range and Microsoft Paint. You know it's serious when I'm whipping out Microsoft Paint and practice range. It could not be better. Let me get a better hero than this. So, what is a kill box? A kill box is a position that my team takes where everybody can see and shoot the enemy team. It's that simple. So for me, my kill box right now as soldier is right here. Anywhere the enemy team walks through in here, this is a kill box, right? That's simple, right? I can shoot all the enemies in here. Okay, we're good to hear. Now, how does this actually work in an actual game? Well, let's load one up right now. I will literally just, whatever map it gives me. King's Row, perfect, let's do it. So, we're on King's Row, ladies and gentlemen. My kill box on King's Row is not any one specific spot. Listen to me carefully. My kill box in King's Row is not any specific spot. There are spots that are better and worse, but it actually depends on a lot more than just, oh, this is a good spot, this is where we hold in King's Row. No. Where you hold in King's Row depends entirely on the ult situation, the heroes that you're playing, and so on. So for example, if I'm playing Reinhardt in King's Row, and I've got a Mei, where's my kill box? I've got a Mei, and we're holding this choke right here. Where's my kill box? I'm gonna blow my nose, give me a second. Right, just the choke. This is our kill box. So if I'm playing Ana, if I cannot see this spot right here, then I'm trolling the lobby. So if I'm playing Ana and I saw ML7 held this back position over here, right? But my Ryan and Mei are holding over here, I'm trolling the lobby, right? I'm feeding. I need to push up and play around our kill box. If I'm playing soldier and I'm playing back here and our kill box is here because we're holding this choke, then I'm trolling the lobby. I need to push up and hold this choke, okay? So your kill box depends on the heroes that you're playing, the circumstances that you're playing, and using your eyeballs to choose. Now, if I'm playing Reinhardt and I see a Widowmaker and my Widowmaker's back here and I'm spinning all the way into their spawn, I'm now trolling the lobby, right? Wait, my Widowmaker can't see me, she can't help me, she can't do anything, and then I die because it's a 4v5, I'm trolling the lobby. Now, here's the problem with Killbox, because for this circumstance, it works, okay? For this circumstance, it works. But let me ask you a question, chat. Let's say that I play Reinhardt on this corner right here, because my Ana's on high ground, I've got a Junkrat flanking through Hotel, I've got a Tracer on the back line up there, or let's say over there, right, where my crosshair is, and my Lucio is with me. So here's the question, chat. Where is my kill box? You got all the information that you should need, right? Where's my kill box? Is it here? or is it here? Or is it over here? Or is it over here? It's a round statue, right? But where is it specifically? If I were to draw a line, now I can't, I wish I had an epic pen. You guys can see my mouse, right? If I were to draw a line, where is it, guys? Is it, because my junk, because it could be over here, right? It could be over here. It could also be up here. It could also be up here, because all these positions, my Junkrat can help, my Ana can help, my Soldier can help. Right. So this is the problem with Killbox. If we draw a Killbox like this, like let's just draw what we just drew here. There's the corner that I'm playing as Reinhardt. This is the little hotel building, right? This is me, Reinhardt. This is the statue right here, right? There's people up top here. There's like my Tracer's back there, and my Ana's back here. Here, let's do this. Ana back here, Tracer here, Junkrat here, Soldier up top here. If you want to draw a Killbox for this, then the Killbox is going to look something like this. Right? What is this month? You see you see how this is a problem? Do you see this monstrosity? This is kind of confusing, right? And it only gets more complicated. It only gets more complicated because if we change the map here, and let's just pick another random map here. Let's just pick, I don't know, Busan, okay? So Busan, I don't care what Busan map we get. Whoops, restart match. Right, well, the question is can we narrow it down? So here's Busan. Okay, Busan downtown, okay? If I'm playing here as Ryan, or as I'm playing here as Winston, let's say, up on high ground, and my Widowmaker is back here, and I've got a Sombra on the flank with my Zenyatta, and let's say my Ana's back here, right? So let's try and draw this one out again. Okay, so let's get our little Microsoft Paint rolling here again. You guys have to bear with me. My art skills are second to none, and that's for the best of humanity. Okay, so this is here. We got the little back high ground where the Widow is on, right? You guys remember the little cover here? And so we got our Winston's up top here, Sombra's on the flank with Zen, Ana's back here, Widow's back here. Where's our Killbox? Right? It's like here, right? It's like this entire area, technically. Okay? Now, the reason why Killboxes are important is if I, as a Winston, am going into their spawn, and my Ana and a Widowmaker and Zen and so on cannot match my tempo, then they are not in my kill box, are they? Do you see that? I am out of position, right? I've dove where they cannot help, right? And if I, as a Widowmaker, see that my Ana Zen are back here, but I just troll the lobby and I trot my little footsies over here, and I grapple up to the opposite high ground, so that would be up here, right? And I'm in their spawn, scoping them in spawn, but my Ana Zen are back here, I'm trolling the lobby. I need to play around where we are fighting as a unit. And obviously in ranked, that can be complete chaos, but that's why paying attention to your team's positioning is important. You can make decisions around it. So the problem here is the Killbox terminology has good intentions, but it's not descripted enough. Isn't this like explaining positioning or overthink? It is, exactly that. So the other thing we have to consider is because when people take different off angles, as we saw, if I Widow is all the way back here, remember we talked about how big the kill box gets. It gets to be so big, it's ridiculous to call it a kill box at all. It's a bit over specific. So this is where we bring in a new little word called, and this is really, really inauspicious, the line. The line. And that's all it is. And what the line means is the exact spot on the map, just the general line where the enemy crosses into space that we want to control. So for us, chat, obviously you're not going to be able to verbalize, type this in chat and be able to answer this question for me, but you guys can already see where I'm going with this, right? Where is the line? You see how much easier this is? Right about here. As soon as we cross that line, 1, 2, 3, 4 people, they're done. That's it. So anytime anybody crosses that line, this is where we're fighting. This is where we're fighting. And if we go back to the King's Row example, right? You guys remember King's Row, right? Duh. Where are we fighting? Remember the example with a Reinhardt holding her on point? Remember the soldier in the background? Where's the line? Do you see now it's no longer a box? It's just a line. It's just a line, y'all. It's just a line. So all this mess cleaned up. Here's our statue. Here's our corner. Here's that opposite high ground. Here's me as Reinhardt and Anna, and Anna, and, Tracer back here. And whoa, now we got a flank too, right? But guess what? The line's right here. And the reason why this is so important is, let me ask you a question. You're a tracer on the flank. Listen to me. This is really important. You're a tracer on the flank. When do you utilize this flank? Can you guys even see that? When do you utilize this flank? Do you utilize it when the enemy's here? No. Here? No. Because your team can't help you. Your team can't see you. It's just you. No. No. When they cross the line. When they cross the line. Because as soon as they cross the line, you can put your attention on them. And if they all turn around and focus on you, they turn their back to 1, 2, and don't forget the soldier, 3, and whatever else. Do you see that? The reason why line's important is not only is it a simpler way of explaining it, just where we're holding, but it also incorporates flanks. Because it tells you, for example, when we play around a kill box, we might have somebody in spawn. Like my tracer might legitimately be all the way over here. Like my tracer might be sitting up in here, right? But until they cross the line, she waits. Until she crosses the line, she waits. I might be playing Sombra and setting up, but until they cross the line, I wait. The reason why this is important is, like I said, it's simpler, it explains flanks better, and it implies that we can be spread out over the map. But as long as we can see the same spot, the same line where the enemy team crosses, then we can commit. Right? You can commit. Let's look at one more map, try and explain this concept. Killboxes just don't work. Let's just look at Hollywood, all right? So chat, where is the line for Hollywood? And this is where I'm going to get every single one of you. Where is the line for Hollywood? Where is it? No, it's not the choke. It's a trick question. We don't know where the line is. We don't know. It might be here. Not only does it depend on your composition, it depends on where your teammates are set up. If I turn around and I see my Junkrat here, the line is right here, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody better set up around that Junkrat positioning. Right? Not just on where the enemies are, it depends on where your team is. Right, exactly. Let me ask you another question. What if I have a Torbjorn back here? Chat, where's the line? Or a Widowmaker back here? Or a Zenyatta back here? Where's the line? It's more like here, isn't it? It's a little bit later. We could still spam here, but it's more here, right? Let me ask you another question. Let's say you hold this choke. You mess up. Your Ramatra wastes his Nemesis form, you all 1 HP, everybody runs away, you use Baptiste Lamp. Now where's the line? Now where's the line? it moves back. Let's say you guys kill one member of the enemy team and they're all 1 HP and they start kiting towards spawn. Your Reinhardt pins into here. Where's the line? Right here. Spawn, essentially. It shifts. It moves up. And as complicated and as weird as this sounds, it really is just simply paying attention to where your teammates are set up. That's it. That's all it is. If your Ryan goes in, match his tempo. Your Ryan goes out, match his tempo. If you're the Ryan player and you're hard holding here while you have a Widowmaker in spawn holding this off angle here, you are trolling the lobby. If you are Reinhardt and you are holding this corner here and you have an Ana or a Widowmaker set all the way up back here, right? Hey, you know what? This is actually fine. But let's say you were trying to spawn camp, right? You're pushing around the corner. You're trolling the lobby. The line has shifted. You must shift as well. A kill bubble? Sure. I mean, I'm not living or dying by the word the line, right? That's about as boring as you could get. I'm sure there's a better term out there for it, but you guys understand what I'm saying. It's constantly shifting. The line is just simply where the team fight is setting up. And the reason why understanding this is so important is when somebody in chat was asking about how do I position better? Positioning is contextual on where your team is taking the fight. If I say, remember the reason I always pull up ML7 because ML7 is so good at positioning, but the unfortunate thing is that sometimes people take his positions literal when they're dependent upon what his team is doing. For example, I can position here as Ana, but if my team is spawn camping, I'm trolling. I can position here as Ana, but if my team is spawn camping, it's trolling. The line has shifted. I have to shift as well. Call it a line of engagement, sure. Maybe the Widow is trolling the lobby by not moving up though? Sure. Generally, so here's a question, chat. Who gets to dictate where we're taking the fight? So, okay, let me be honest with you guys. When you're in a ranked game, it's better for you to kind of pay attention to what your teammates are doing and accommodate accordingly and play. If you're playing Widowmaker back here and your team is just spawn camping, you might need to adjust. But like, let's say optimal macro, you're in a team environment, you're communicating with these people. Tank? Yeah. It's tricky, isn't it? I would say tank, yes, but if you're spawn holding as Ryan and you're playing a Widowmaker, do you really want to be spawn holding as Ryan when you have a Widowmaker at this point, right? This is not the best sightline in the world for Widow. Here's a good guideline. Whose positioning benefits the most from a specific spot? I know that's a little bit complicated, but bear with me. Whose positioning benefits the most from a specific spot? Does my Rhine live or die by spawn holding or this choke? Not a huge difference right here, right? Do I as an Ana care if I hold here or if I hold, I don't know, here? I mean, this is definitely worse. Remember the Widowmaker example? Is this a powerful position for Widowmaker, chat? Oh, unbelievably so. So to me, everything stops until my Widowmaker sets her feet. Now let me ask you a question. If we go to third point, are there unbelievably oppressive Widowmaker positions on third point Hollywood? Not really. No. They're okay spots, but not really. So now all of a sudden, we don't have to play our Widowmaker around our Widowmaker sightlines as much. Maybe I have a tracer on a flank setting up here. So now maybe I want to actually push past the choke because I know my tracer wants to set up past the choke. Maybe I as a Junkrat am going to flank around behind, right? You want to find the most high impact, high importance, top priority position on your team and play around that. Now the reason why that's important, do you guys remember the May example on King's Row? So as you get higher in the ranks, you'll notice fewer teams hard hold this choke right here. But teams will, if they're playing Mei, hold this line on the statue, right? So if you're playing with a Mei drastically, significantly benefits from holding on statue. So you should probably play around the Mei on statue. Because Mei is the top priority. She benefits the most from creating the line here. Let's go to third point. You're playing with a damage boosted Ashe on defense on third point. Where should you hold? Consider it. Damage boosted Ashe on third point. Where's the line? Give space for Ashe to control high. Right. So you would not hold this choke here because your Ashe doesn't get enough value out of that here. She wants to control a high ground, so you accommodate her needs and play around here. Let me ask you a question. You were playing with a Winston on King's Row third point defense. How do you play? Where do you play? Where's the line? Same thing, right? I think with Winston can definitely function here, but he doesn't want to. He would prefer to play this high ground here, right? So if you hold the choke, if you're playing Junkrat and you're spamming here, right? And your Winston's like, okay, I guess I have to hold up here. You're doing yourself a disservice. As a Junkrat on this point, you are more flexible than your Winston is. So you need to accommodate his needs and play around the high ground. Do you see what I'm saying? Some characters become useless if you hold the wrong spot. Exactly. You need to think. What characters benefit the most from certain spots? It is not DPS. It is not support. It is not tank. It completely depends. And this is what makes it really hard. Where you take fights depends on the outliers on your composition. Who would benefit the most from exposition? Play around that spot. Now, chat, I don't know. Maybe the person you're playing with isn't going to take that spot. You know, if you turn around and you're Widowmaker, if your Ashe is just sitting on the floor, okay, play whatever, right? So this is a little bit harder to apply in ranked, but I tell you what is applicable in ranked, using your eyeballs and seeing where people set up. This is the number one thing that I did when I was playing, practicing a little bit of Ramatra and Orisa in ranked for like last season, right? I just simply turned around before fight started.
Focusing on mechanics like you told me, I think I can hit GM this
Good luck. I'm glad to hear it. Keep up the good practice. If I'm playing Ramatra and I'm like, I turn around and I see my Ana back here, immediately alarm bells are going off in my brain. And if I hard hold this choke, it's not my Ana who's trolling me with her positioning, it's me who's trolling me with the positioning. Right? If I turn around as Ramatra and I see my Tracer set up flanking like up here, and I'm going to continue to hold the line on this choke. Again, it's not my Tracer trolling the lobby with the position. It is me who's trolling the lobby with the positioning. This kind of stuff is mostly pre-planned in the pro scene, yes, but it often will change depending on the matchup too, right? It will depend on what we're playing into. Like, for example, if I'm playing Ramatra and I'm like looking back, my Ana's back there and we're in Overwatch League scrims, great. But then all of a sudden they roll out on a spam comp that we need to stuff in the choke, my Ana might drop. She might drop it. She might play hyper-aggressive through Hotel. We're talking about pro-level stuff here, but the line will shift. People's positions will shift depending on the situation. The challenge is when you end up with two heroes that fundamentally conflict about how, when, where they're able to hold exactly. It's about finding the nuance of that. Now, let me give you an example of synergy there, okay? If I'm playing with a Junkrat and a Widowmaker, I can still draw the line right here, right? Because my Junkrat can benefit from spamming in the short sight line or taking this short sight line for a flank, and my Widowmaker can still control the sight line on the line here, right? She's got a good sight line here. So sometimes you have heroes that have conflicting goals or conflicting strengths, but actually they complement each other very well. Not always the case, but sometimes. Sometimes. You're just looking to find LS or Widow in that situation, right? Can I as Junkrat find a short sight line around my Widowmaker's LOS? And the answer usually is yes. I mean, guys, we're talking about, for the most part, pretty darn well designed maps. There's usually a lot of options. There's short sightlines, long sightlines, medium sightlines, high ground, low ground, right? So we have options here. Usually you're not going to be a circuit royale situation where there is nothing but long sightlines in most of the circumstance, right? And that's why that map feels bad. There's no dynamic there. Okay. So I want to stop here and I want to open the floor for questions. So I'm going to pull up some random maps while we're talking about this. Do you guys have any questions? Let's pick another map here. Team is on point, backline is on point. Let's say my Ashe is up here. If I as a tank hold the choke, I'm trolling. I need to hold the choke here because now I'm playing within the line of the Ashe. That might also line up with the fact that if I have a Tracer, I want to kind of let them out of the choke so that my Tracer can use more of the flanks around here. This is very tricky to apply when teammates who don't know how about the line. Yes and no. So remember, the number one thing that you can take away from this is to simply pay more attention to where your teammates are setting up. This as a tank, DPS, or support. Let your teammates dictate the line and complement them with your strengths. So what I mean by that is if your teammates are brain dead idiots and you're playing Zenyatta and they're spawn holding this corner here, you can help them. You just need to find what's the best. If my team is holding here, what's the best position for me as Zen? Well, I want a slightly longer sightline and I want good cover. So what I would do as Zen is I'd probably play here. Right? Is it optimal? No. But I can still help contribute to the line by doing this. How do full dive compositions utilize any sense of the line? Well, if I'm playing dive here, it's very important that I understand the concept of the line because the line is where we're setting up the dive. That might be this choke. And then if the enemy team is smart and doesn't just walk out into the choke, but maybe they send a Zenyatta, a pocketed Tracer up to contest your Tracer, and they start to contest your space, well then guess what? Even though their backline has not walked forward, they have crossed your line. And so then now we're actively dueling and contesting them for space. So generally dive matchups either result in everybody diving on the line, or when people poke and prod different parts of the line trying to control space and punch past it, you smack it. It's like playing a game of whack-a-mole. You cross the line here, you cross the line there, you cross the line there, right? It's putting out small fires and control, and that's what controlling space usually means. Is Sigma the only long-range tank now? I mean, pretty much. I was hoping Ramatra might have more range, but Ramatra doesn't have particularly long range. So, yeah. I think Rhine can work in some examples on that map because it's very narrow and flat for the most part until like third point, but yeah. It's tough. Sigma is definitely the best tank there, I think. But yeah, just because a composition has mobility doesn't mean that there's no sense of the line. For example, when dive metas were being played in Overwatch League in Stage 1, the line was almost always this choke right here because it was very easy to stuff Tracers and stuff backline on this choke. And so what teams would try and do is they try and pocket their flankers and their tank to get through and puncture the line to start harassing the enemy backline. But if the enemy team was really good, they just mark you and match you and never ever let you punch through the line. They'd shoot your flankers, shoot your flankers, shoot your flankers, right? And so then your backline would get impatient and try and walk up to help, but by walking up, you'd cross the line, which means you got dove. Making space means moving up your line, right? Or contesting it. So like what we can even think about with making space is if, like, let's say this is the enemy team here, right? Okay, so the line for them is here, right? This is where they're set up to fight. You as team green here, you know that you can't just run it down mid and walk into their crossfire. Ouch, you're gonna get rolled. They're gonna go bam, 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 right? So what you do is you put your resources over here and you smack this guy around. Guys, punch, 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 punch. And if they don't respond very well, then you cross the line, but you do it sneakily, right? The line now looks like this. You see that? And now you have this part of the map. And then maybe you put more resources and the line starts to tick tock, and maybe this guy has to clear out. And then now all of a sudden, if this guy doesn't move back, the line is actually here, right? And this guy is now out of position because as his blue X's have moved back, he has not adjusted, and now he's out of position. That's what being out of position means. It means being too aggressive disproportionately to the rest of your team, and you could punish it. I'm telling you guys, this is pretty tricky stuff, but this is how we create space. It's usually indirectly through subterfuge, through spies and sneaks and rats, controlling angles and controlling flanks, fighting for positions. Right. The reason why walking main isn't smart is because the line, this is where Killbox came from, right, chat? Because generally the line is concentrated in one spot. This is the strongest spot for the line, right? But the reason why Killbox didn't work alone is because technically the line is over here too. It's just a little bit less so. All of the enemy's attention is usually put on a choke in a one specific area, but the problem is that smart teams will never directly contest that. They'll always fight around space here, and the kill boxes don't really explain how to deal with that very well. Whereas if we see this here, for example, if I'm Team Blue's coach and I said, guys, they're crossing our line over here, beat the crap out of these guys. Let's put all of our support, control this space, right? That's why the line is important, is understanding. It's not just about the choke. It's about all the things around the choke as well. So can a whole team be out of position at the same time? No, not really. No. I mean, you could be in a bad position, but being out of position means out of position in relation to your team. So now let's actually ask you a question. All right? Team Blue. Team Blue moves forward. Just this guy. Who's out of position now? Just this guy. This guy walks forward now. Who's out of position? And these guys don't move. Well, both of these guys are out of position, right? Both of these guys. This guy walks forward. This guy walks forward. And this guy walks forward. These guys stand still. Who's out of position now? These two. We'll probably end up killing these three guys first. But it's actually technically these two because they didn't move the line with their team. Now, let's say this guy moves forward, this guy moves forward, this guy moves forward, and this guy moves forward. But this guy stays behind. Now who's out of position? Well, it's this guy. Again, these guys might die first for it, unless we've got, like, let's say a tracer on the flank to kill this guy. But it's this guy who's out of position because he has not matched his team's line. He's not matched his team's tempo. And this is war strategy. This is war strategy, guys. This is war strategy. There's a reason why you can coach Overwatch, CSGO, and Valorant, and Apex Legends. And there's nuances and differences between all the games, but it's just the same thing. Map control, spacing, timing, controlling of angles, controlling of flanks, fight location, space, all it's just the same thing, guys. We're ready to commit war crimes? Well played. Yeah, we're almost like we're playing a game. Not killing guys, eliminating. Eliminating other people. Heroes never die, right? Unless you're Moira, and I guess nobody dies. You can all play Mayno, yeah. The war crime queen herself. Okay, any other questions? I know I've monologued for a while here, but this is fascinating to me. Because things like this is how I coach Overwatch. It's like finding these like macro big picture concepts and just plugging heroes into that. Okay, so now we know what the line is. How does a Mei hold the line? How does a Tracer hold the line? Where would you position as Tracer to best hold the line? You guys can see how would I puncture the line as Tracer, right? It's when you establish big picture things like this, it makes it so much easier to understand what each hero, how to play each hero, because it becomes how does each hero complement this concept. You know what the end result needs to be, so you know exactly what to expect. If you just go into a game without knowing how to play Overwatch and then try and understand how to play Ramatra, you're going to have no idea. But if you can say Ramatra is a short-range hero with long-range threats, he's very mobile, and you think about what makes that hero strong and plug him into, you know, range, angles, space, timing, things like that, it becomes so much easier. This is how I can coach heroes without playing them a lot. This is also how I can coach heroes when they've just come out, right? You just plug and play, right? Though there's a lot of nuances that come with time, of course, but you plug and play. Forget Anal main Mei. I feel like I can climb faster knowing this line thing. Yes and no. I mean, knowledge isn't the same thing as execution, though, guys. So don't get too big of your head. You know, I think like there's a lot of people that are really, really smart that aren't able to execute because it's hard to explain these things in game. But like this is why I put so much emphasis on just be aware of where your team is set up. If you're aware of where your team is set up, that's a great skill for ranked. Just be aware. Not in the middle of a fight. Right before the fight starts. Oh, we're fighting there. Oh, we're going up there. All right. That's a huge skill. Huge skill. I've had you as my tank twice in comp now. Chadward. Your name sounds familiar. I'm sorry if you had me twice in your... I'm generally stress testing something or playing a hero I don't know how to play, and that's why I'm playing it in comp. I don't play comp for fun anymore, sadly. I play comp to like learn a new hero that I want to coach a little bit better on the micro. So I generally ent in some way, shape, or form. I'm trying my best, but I usually end. Oh yeah, I'm not usually in voice or team chatter. Honestly, I get trolled too much. I told you about that time that I was in voice or team chat, and somebody's like, "There's no way this is the real Spilo. This guy's playing like trash." And I was like, "Ah, come on, no." I generally am like either half distracted or focusing on something else. What can you do as a flanker to keep track of the line when you're playing an enemy backline or on a flank? So one of the things you could do is look through walls, right? So if I shift this X here, so let's redraw these things. Watch this. Here, 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 and then one of the X's is down here. Now where's the line? Well, probably somewhere about here. But what I can do is I can look through walls, right? See my team's outlines and see how their positioning is shifted. Now the other thing, chat, is how do you know when the line's crossed? Well, you can usually hear it because stuff starts to happen. Cooldowns start to get traded. You know, and that's usually your cue, even if you can't see it, to know that the line is crossed and it's time for you to go. One of the games we smoked them? Sick. How do you drop this on the fly with control where you're both walking in with no established lines? Try and establish the position where that best favors your composition. So if I'm playing on rolling out Nepal Village on high ground and the enemy team has Lucio speed, Ryan May, whatever, I want to try and play more open sight lines. So I establish my line. So for example, on like Nepal Village, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Everyone rolls out to high ground, that little lump there, and then usually there's just this big blunder fest, right, with the staircase here, you know, staircase here, you know, and then there's the high ground, and then there's the point somewhere over there, right? You guys know what I'm talking about, right? I'm trying to draw this as best I can. So for me, I might roll out and go, oh crap, I don't want to fight here, so I'm going to reverse back and go this direction. But even then, I'm not holding the line here, right? I would prefer to set the line somewhere in this vicinity and try and take good angles to spam. So where you set the line really depends on what the strength of your composition is. So you get to pick what positions you want to hold. I feel like people are way too toxic in comp for no reason. Oh yeah, yeah. And also, like, honestly, like, one kind of coincidentally that we're talking about this, because this is why I don't always feel the need to join voices, because I've generally am pretty good at keeping awareness of where my teammates are positioned. So I generally don't need them to tell me what they're doing because I already know what they're doing. And then push is another great example where push, the line is always shifting, right, with the objective. So you very quickly have to change your positions. Oh no, we're holding here. Oh no, the bots moved up. Okay, I gotta move forward. Oh, the bots moved back. I gotta adjust. And that's why a lot of times in push, having very mobile heroes can be very helpful, because you can quickly adjust your positioning based off of where the objective is faced, because people fight around the objective, right? But if the objective is moving very quickly, you have to change your positions very quickly oftentimes. How do you think Lucio interacts with the line? I mean, it makes it easier to adjust, right? It makes it easier to adjust because you can encroach on their line very quickly and cross into their space very quickly without. Because a lot of the times it's like no man's land, right? When you cross the line, right, usually where the line is crossed is usually the most painful part. When you walk through the choke, this sucks. So as a Lucio, you allow your team to cross the line and get past this part quickly. So then we can start to take skirmishes and take brawls away from this one nasty, hate to say it, kill box, right? Or if you want to ignore the kill box theory here, and you just want to clear space by punching on the angles like we said earlier, you could even do things like rotate, clear out the angles very quickly before the enemy team has time to adjust. Hi Gresin. I've been talking for a long time. I'm tired. I've been coaching for 7 hours now. I'm not complaining, it's been fun. But I am tired. On the grind. It's hard, chat. You know, when I talk about like the 4 to 5 hour rule, like deliberate practice, that applies to coaching as well. When I reach like the 3 to 4 hour rule with coaching, I'm running on fumes, mate. I'm not gonna lie. It's like hard work because you have to like think really hard, and I don't coast through my sessions, you know. I'm trying to like generally try and give them my all. Sometimes like I don't coast through my sessions, but sometimes I catch myself because I'm like really tired. But like if you're gonna get your money's worth, I need to be fully as tuned in as you are. So, you know, mindless fun, I do. Chat, I am gonna call it. So I hope you guys found that one interesting. If you guys have any other questions, Discord. In there's gonna be the Spilo, Ask Spilo channel. I do these infrequently. I probably should do them more frequently, but yeah, I like talking about things like this, because to me, when I go into VOD review sessions and we talk about some things like angles and map control and stuff like that, like I want you guys to understand like from what position I'm explaining these things. Like why am I talking about this? Like it's everything revolves around these macro fundamentals, because that's what we can plug and play, like I said. Yeah, you're very welcome. So chat, it's been good. We'll be back this Saturday. I have a surprise guest this coming Tuesday. I'll announce it over the weekend. Another guest that you guys will be very, 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 very familiar with, and we'll be doing a little bit of a collab review, maybe some interview. We'll have some stuff like that. We might also be doing some collab roast my highlight. So make sure that you're in my Discord for that one as well. You can submit your highlight for roasting and rating. And yeah, chat, it's been good. Exclamation mark coaching, exclamation mark Patreon, exclamation mark your mama. I'm going to toss a raid over to Young Humble. Looks like we're having some fun. So I like to try and host people who are in my Discord, and this person is also a Twitch sub. So Natch, we're going to toss a host. Chat, hop in. We're going. It's not yo mama, it's your mama. Get it right. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!